class. Hello. How's everybody doing today? Oh my gosh, there's a fair few of you in chat already. Hi, everyone. Hello, Eric. Hello, Joe. Joe Ligma. Got him. Hi, Miguel. Hi, Roots. And hello, Light. And hey, Jay Hanlon. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Too bad your time zone sucks. Can't watch the whole stream. Yeah. Sorry about that. I think it's more that my time zone sucks, actually. I am Euro Sag. But yeah, how are we all doing today? Are you all doing good? I hope you are. I have nothing interesting to say. No, I do actually. I've had a week. Actually, first of all, I am very, very sorry for cancelling Wednesday's stream. I should say that first. Oh my gosh, my life has been something. Oh, yeah. I'm back at work now, like properly. So I took a bit of time off because I was sick, and I am now back, and it is something. I have a lot of work to catch up with, and I'm constantly being pestered for various things and it hurts. So I had to do work stuff, unfortunately. But you know, it's fine. That is what being an adult is like. I have no Steins Gate knowledge, so I'm hyped. You know what? Me too. Me too. Also, Jay Hanlon too. Amazing. Yeah, this is my first time playing the visual novel. So we got through the prologue last stream. This time we're doing chapter 1. And I have absolutely no idea what's going on. I have watched the anime, but it was a very, very long time ago. It was like 10 years ago. And the visual novel is not the same. It's totally different. It's like so different in a way that I was not expecting. It's very, how can I even describe it? I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, it feels darker so far. Like they're just diving straight in with the intrusive thoughts and the various dark things happening. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it so far. But we are literally just at the prologue. So, shall we dive straight into it? But I want you to tell me how you're all doing first before we do that, though. Also, like, you're welcome to laugh at me for saying this, but like every time that I do, like, I have a little break between streams. Excuse me, I'm gonna make a noise while I move my mic very quickly. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, every time that I have like a little break in between streams, even if it's just one cancelled stream, I like, I don't know, I press go live and then I'm like, anxiety. It is anxiety time. So if I seem a bit weird for like the first, I don't know, half an hour of the stream, that's why. It's because I'm doing a mild anxiety. But yeah, otherwise. Oh, Eric, thank you so much for the resub. 2 months already, crikey. That's gone fast. That's gone really fast. That's wild. Yeah, thank you so much. Very cool. Once again, the thing did not make a noise for me. I don't know if it made a noise for all of you. It's very frustrating. It works when I test, and then the second that I'm actually streaming, I hear nothing. So, yeah. If you want a simpler visual novel experience, why not try Fate? I hear it's super easy to follow and not confusing whatsoever. You're causing me pain. Even I know about Fate. Even I know what a mess that series is. Even I know that. Come on. You're not going to fool me that easily. I am some little bit of a weeb. Speaking of which, I've actually started watching anime again. Wild, I know. Actually, okay. What are we thinking? Would we like to have a look at the Crunchyroll Awards? Should we do it? Okay. Actually, poll. Mod, poll please. First of all, yes or no? Should we look at the Crunchyroll Awards? But also, there's a poll coming. £5? No. Just, please. You have one job. Please. I bought you a donut the other day. Come on, that should be worth a poll. Please. That should be worth a poll. But yeah. Crunchyroll Awards. So it might be fun to go through it. The problem is that I didn't really watch any anime last year. So I will basically be looking at it and going like, okay, what can I work out about this? Like Spy Family, Frieren, Oshinoko. That's it. That's all I watched. So I'm not really sure whether there's any point in even going through it. I want a donut. Same, to be honest. It was a really good donut as well. But yeah, Crunchyroll Awards. Should we go through it today? Yes. Okay. Okay. You don't think I watched any anime that came out in 2023? Yeah, I'm worried of the same. I really can't remember. Hi, Lord to Basil. Welcome in. Yeah, I really can't remember like what I watched and whether it was anything interesting. That's it. Let's go through. Okay, we've got overwhelming yes on the poll so far, so that's cool. I only watched Witch from Mercury last year. Ooh, I've not heard of that one. That shows how out of touch I am with anime. Crunchyroll Awards. I watched Evangelion for the first time in 2023. Okay, right. I don't know what's your opinion on Evangelion, because I watched it a very, very long time ago also, and my experience with it was like, I watched it and I was like, what? Like, I was just confused. So, yeah. Oh, I need to put in an email or a phone number to vote. Okay, that's fine. Wow. The website's being weird. Okay, what is going on here? I'm suffering. Oh, I see. It's just being silly. Okay. Classic Crunchyroll, making things that are broken. We love that. It's actually amazingly peak once you have it all explained to you. Yeah, that was... I think that I could only kind of understand it because when I watched it, I was like working in a mental health service. So I was like watching it and I was like, okay, this is just like my service users. This is the people that I am seeing on a daily basis. What's happening? This is strange. Yeah, there's lots of like weird like Freudian symbolism in it as well, which is certainly something. I'm trying to work out how emails work, which is very cool. Let's see. There we go. I only watched it as a kid, so most of it went over my head. Yeah, that was my experience, I think, as well, at first. And then, like, I went, because I've watched it twice. I watched it once when I was, like, quite young. Like, it was, like, one of the first anime that I watched, actually. And then I rewatched it again as an adult when I was working in the mental health services, and I was like, "Oh, I understand now. Okay, cool." But yeah, it's just a very strange thing, I think. Yeah. Okay. Can I actually? I can. I think it's going to work now. Okay, we've got a yes on the Crunchyroll Awards, which is good because I have just managed to get it working. I'm quite proud of that. Guess I'll have to add Evangelion to the list. Yeah, it is definitely like if I had to make a list of psychology like inspired anime, like I think Evangelion would be right at the top in all honesty. Because it's like the traditional kind of like like Freudian psychology underlying it makes it very interesting. Okay, let's see. There's Zom 100. I didn't watch that. Imagine the hospital scene as a kid. Yeah. Yeah. Is that in the actual series? I don't even remember if that's in the series or if it's in the end of Evangelion. To be honest, they kind of merge together because they're basically the same thing, but in a different way. It's essentially a story about loneliness and the pursuit of filling that hole with something, even if it's not necessarily good for you. Yeah, see, I think I probably went a bit too deep in the Freudian bit of it. I was in the movie. Okay. I'm glad it wasn't just me thinking that. But yeah, I think I probably went too deep in the Freudian side of it because obviously, like, I know Freud. Like, I want to be upfront. Like, Freud is not good psychology. We don't use it anymore. But it's more like philosophy now. We kind of see it more like philosophy. And there's a lot of Freudian symbolism, like everything, right down to like I don't even know how I can talk about it without there being spoilers though, that's the problem. But like even the way that the Ava are built, it's got Freudian symbolism. So yeah. Freud not passed the vibe check? Yeah, he didn't. He did not pass the science vibe check. We do have an actual like Geiger counter kind of thing to check whether you pass the science vibe check. Freud did not. I just about did, but they were very, very close to kicking me out. So I think it was probably just like a mistake. It was probably just random error that meant that they let me in. But yeah. Okay, right. What am I doing? If you see me leaning like this, it's because once again my microphone is dead in the way of everything, because it always is. Right. Is this the right one? Is this gonna dox me? No, it's not. Good. Okay. The absolute stress of like, what's on this? I don't know. Let's find out together. Okay, right. Crunchyroll Awards. We're gonna go through this. Some of them I just can't comment on. So like English voice actor, like I don't listen to dubs, so I can't help with that. But right, anime of the year. Which of these did I actually watch? To be fair, I watched 2 of them. That's a good start. I watched Oshinoko and I watched Bocce the Rock. Both of these 2, Oshinoko and Bocce the Rock, they are very, very psychological. Like, I could talk for days and days and days about both of these. I just realised I should probably leave the Steins Gate category, actually. But I think I'm the only person in it, so it's fine. But yeah, so Oshinoko. Incredibly psychological. Like, everything behind the characters, behind the whole, like, meta-narratives about the industry, everything is very, very psychological. Maybe I should just vote based on which one's the most psychological. Bocce the Rock is just like Social Anxiety, the anime. And it's also very good in that sense. It's a very realistic depiction of social anxiety, speaking from both a psychological point of view and also a personal experience point of view. Have I seen Wasamote? I have. I think that's slightly different. Everyone says that it's like social anxiety. I actually have different feelings about it. Yeah. Chainsaw Man came out this year. I guess that's the one I watched. Yeah, I forgot that it came out. I think it's actually end of 2022. And then like, because they do like winter to winter, right? So technically the year starts in, was it autumn to autumn or one of the two? One of the two. Crunchyroll, it's not actually the year because they want to have the award like at the turn of the new year. So they don't actually do it over the course of a year. Brilliant. But I mean, it's a year, but it's just not the start of the year to the end of the year. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Bocce and Chainsaw Man came out in 2022, but they're included in this because they weren't last time. But anyway, I haven't seen Chainsaw Man, I haven't seen Demon Slayer, I haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, and haven't seen Vinland Saga. Out of these 4, the one that I actually most want to watch, I think, is Vinland Saga. The others, I think, are more like, they're more shonen leaning from what I understand, which isn't as much my thing. 3 Mappa shows? Yeah, I know, right? They've been smashing it. So I think, for me personally, I'm probably gonna go the obvious choice, which is Oshinoko. Yep, that's my choice. You don't have to see JJK, it's insanely big. Oh no, you're gonna get. I'm sorry, I peaked my mic so bad just then. I'm really sorry. Yeah. I've heard the stories of people saying that Jujutsu Kaisen's mid and getting destroyed for it. So that's a take. That's a take on you. I don't necessarily endorse that. I am neutral. They've been killing it at the expense of themselves. Isn't that just like anime studios in a nutshell? I think it is. Not a shonen enjoyer personally. Yeah, same. I'm not, like, I get it. I kind of get it. Every now and then I'll find one where I'm like, yeah, that's all right. And then otherwise, I'm like, nah, nah. Um, it's okay. I'll be okay. I'm always right. This is true. This is very true. You are always right. Okay, right. Best continuing series. What did I watch out of these? Attack on Titan, also very psychological, and Spy Family. Is it Spy Family or Spy X Family? I actually don't know. I actually don't know. I hear both. Spy X Family. Let's go with that. Spy Family. Okay, okay. No X. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't know. It's Spy Family. Okay. Right. Yeah, I guess Hunter x Hunter is just Hunter x Hunter. There's no X in the middle, right? So, okay, right. Best continuing series. Don't get me wrong. Attack on Titan. I love Attack on Titan. Like, I'm a big Attack on Titan enjoyer. Because it okay, the later series, like 3 onwards, they fall almost exclusively into my like specialism in social psychology, and I love that. Like, I'm here for it. That being said, best continuing series, I'm gonna have to go with Spy Family. So yeah, I feel like it's just like really accessible. Like I have like friends who don't watch anime, who like they started watching Spy Family because they saw it on Netflix or whatever, and then they're like, okay, I like anime now, and then they start looking at other ones. Like, it's getting people into anime, and I feel like that kind of series, you need to like recognize it, to be fair. But also like as a story, I'm just really enjoying it. It's very cute. Spy Family has one of the best ending themes ever. It's such a bop. That's true. All of the songs in it are bops, actually. I don't know a single bad one. I'm gonna vote Spy Family. Okay, best new series. Best new series. Oshinoko, Bocce the Rock, Chainsaw Man, Heavenly Delusion, Hell's Paradise, Zom 100. I heard very, very good things about Zom 100. These 3, all of these 4, once again, I haven't watched them. I have only watched these 2. So I probably should have watched more of them before I actually started doing this. Now that I think about it, that seems like a mistake. That was probably a mistake. Zom 100 is actually peak. Okay, interesting. Heavenly Delusion got nominated? Yeah. I don't know anything about it though. So I'm gonna have to stick with what I know, I'm afraid. Zom 100 got a live action movie, which was certainly a movie of all time. In a bad way or a good way? I can't read this whether that's sarcasm. My experience with live action movies is that normally it's a experience. TM. But I think I'll just go with Oshinoko again, because that's like the anime that I've watched recently where I'm like stressed every time, but like in a good way, if that makes sense. I'm surprised because I don't remember anyone talking about Heavenly Delusion. Maybe it was like the critics that added it on. Maybe. Hi, I'm Zero. I fell asleep watching it. Oh, okay. I can't separate the word delusion from Chaos Head anymore. Oh, I haven't played Chaos Head yet. So I don't know what this is referring to. But that is interesting to me. Okay, right. Best film. Best film. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay, so those of you who have known me for more than 3 minutes know that I am a big Makoto Shinkai fan. So you can probably instantly tell what I'm going to vote for. It's not just because of that. It's because Suzume as a film, I'm still doing the psychological thing. Suzume as a film, it was really good, even though it's just Makoto Shinkai doing the same thing for the 3rd time. Yes. However, hear me out. First of all, it has the same thing with Spy Family in the sense that it's very, very accessible. It doesn't rely too heavily on anime tropes. The references in it are all Ghibli, so like even non-anime fans know it. But the main thing for me was like how accurately it depicted the journey of going through resolving trauma based on a natural disaster. That was absolutely incredible. Like, there are scenes in that film where I was like, oh my goodness, that is Like, that is such a good way to represent this part of the process. So for me, it's Suzume. Like, also I haven't seen the others. But it's Suzume because of those aspects, the psychological aspects. Again, I don't know. I feel like I can't watch anime without being like, is there psychology in this? I'm probably pretty boring to watch things with. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, this part was such a good way to represent this concept. It's probably quite boring, but yeah, this did something that I thought was very, very cool. It felt a little bit fast paced, but I liked it. Interesting. I actually thought the pacing was all right. His films are beautiful art. So true, so true. Wait, what? I'm confused. My brain just shut down. I think my brain just restarted very temporarily. He can keep on doing it and I'll eat up forever. Yeah, same, to be fair. To be fair. Although apparently he actually wanted to have like two girls as the protagonists in this one. And the studio was like, or like the, what's the word? Like Warner Brothers, whatever it was, the company that distributes it, that's it. The producing slash distributing studio was like, nah, keep it like, straight romance. Everyone loves that. Just keep it with that. Either way, I think it would have been cool, but it's fine. Music is peak too. Yes, all of his films do have insanely good music. The music is so good with these films. Radwimps really just knock it out of the park every time. Okay. Best original anime. Okay. I have not seen any of these. The only one that I watched like 2 episodes of was Akiba Made War. So I don't know what to say here. And Akiba Made War was very, very, very interesting. It was a concept and I enjoyed it, but I didn't watch enough of it, so I'm just gonna skip this one. I remember that Makoto Shinkai stays winning with that curious attitude. Very, very true. Okay, best animation: Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Mob Psycho 103, Trigun Stampede. Okay. Once again, okay, I watched all of Attack on Titan and I watched half of Mob Psycho and then life got in the way and I had to stop. I need to finish that. But I think this might be one that I can make a judgment on without having seen the whole series. And from what I've seen in general, Demon Slayer has pretty good animation, but so does Chainsaw Man. But then my heart is telling me to vote Mob Psycho 100 just because I'm a big Mob Psycho fan. So it does deserve it. Okay. As much as I don't like the anime, I'd give it to Demon Slayer. Interesting. See, the thing is, Mob has like incredible animation, but I think because it's like kind of stylized in a very specific way, people don't realize how good it is, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm a big Mob Psycho fan, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Right, best character design. Best character design. I've only seen one of these again. And I don't feel like I can really make a comment on it, but I will say that like the main characters from Oshinoko, they are designed so well. They are so well designed. And because of that, I'm kind of leaning to giving it that anyway. But I'd like some input on this one. What do we think? Do I vote Oshinoko for best character design or do I just move on? What do I do? Please tell me. Give me input. I need help. Please. Also, I wonder what the latency is on the stream because I feel like it might be quite bad. Let me quickly check. Oh, you don't need to see that. Let's see. It's certainly something. Okay. Comment. Haven't seen enough to comment. I don't know what character design means. Looks or personality. Both, I think. Okay, I'm just gonna vote Oshinoko. Because the characters are very memorable. Even, like, okay, especially for anyone that's seen it, especially her. Wait, I just realised you can't see my mouse. Brilliant. Uh, can I open this in a new tab? Yes. It's not working. Her. Wait. Her. Let's go. Okay. Right. Best director. I've only seen Oshinoko. Okay, you're in the gang. Character designs and physical design are in the way they're written. See, I feel like it's both. I feel like the two things have to complement each other. But yeah, I don't know. Like character, like writing the character is technically a separate part, but I feel like the best characters are the ones where they complement each other. And so I think of both, but that's probably not what you're meant to look at. Right, best director. I'm gonna go with Bocce on this one, to be honest, because that was directed very, very well. The pacing was really good. The switches between scenes were really good. The way that they've animated, like, the wacky scenes in the manga, that was incredible. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Bocce. Yeah, I don't know enough about the specific directors either, but I'm just going with what my gut instinct tells me on it. Best cinematography. How can you have cinematography in a... Oh, there's a thingy. Composition of individual scenes, paying particular attention to the use of light and shadow, camera angles, depth of field, scene transitions. When combined together, these elements convey an anime's narrative without saying a word. Interesting. Hello, bot. Please leave. I'll let the mod deal with that one. Yeah, I can't comment on these. I think that is probably not something I can comment on because I don't really pay very good attention to that. So, yeah. You know what? Wait a second. That needs to go. Oh, no, it's gone. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, mod. Okay. Yeah, I can't comment. Okay, art direction. I would have put Bocce for art direction. Zone 100 has very nice art. Okay. Best romance. Be gone. So true. Best romance. Right, this is something that I still haven't seen most of them, but I have seen Horimiya, and I have seen My Love Story with Yamada-kun, and this is really frustrating because I want to watch all of the rest of them because, like, I enjoy this category. Out of the ones that I've seen, Horimiya, it's just, like, if I was voting in general, it would be Horimiya as a series, but the thing is that the missing pieces is just, like, slotting in extra bits from the manga, right? So I'm gonna go with Yamada-kun because I enjoyed Yamada-kun. In fact, Yamada-kun is the first anime where, like, I've watched the anime and then I'm like, I'm not satisfied, and then I've gone away and, like, continued with the manga. It's the first time that I've ever properly done that, and I binge read the entire manga right up to, like, whatever was released a couple of months ago. So yeah. I've only heard of Horimiya and Tomo-chan is a girl. Okay. So, like, Yamada-kun is a little bit, yeah, Yamada-kun is a little bit of an interesting story because the thing is that he's meant to be, like, a pro gamer. But, like, he's a high schooler, and then she's, like, first year of college, as in, like, first year of university. So it's a little bit weird. Or is she first year? She might be a bit older than that. So the age gap, I'm like, okay, that's a little bit sus. Like, technically it's okay because he's 18, but it's still a bit weird. But yeah, they, like, meet in a game, and then yeah, it becomes a thing. It's very funny though. Yeah, it's a little bit. But I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very wholesome. It's kind of like, she's just like a regular girl, and then she like gets sucked into gaming culture and stuff. So top 10 things that will never happen to me. You don't know that. You never know. You never know. It was a bit sussy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, best comedy. Best comedy. Um, for me, once again, I've only seen two of them. For me, it's got to be Bocce. Bocce was so funny, but more from like a relatable side. Like, don't get me wrong, Spy Family is very funny, and I really enjoyed it. But my favorite thing about Spy Family is actually more the like slice of life side. Like, it is very funny, but I also just enjoy watching the characters interacting and doing their thing. So yeah, kind of reminds me of Recovery of an MMO Junkie a little bit. Yeah, I've never seen. Wait, it's an anime, right? I've never seen it, but probably they are kind of similar. Best action. Okay. I haven't seen any of the others apart from Attack on Titan, so I can't really vote fairly there. Best fantasy. I have also not seen any of these. Brilliant. Best drama. Okay, finally, one where I have seen two. Out of the two, in all honesty, it for me it's still Oshinoko, even more than Attack on Titan. If there was like a best political drama category, then I would go Attack on Titan. But I feel like Oshinoko has better drama in general. I don't know. That might be a controversial opinion. I just really liked this series. Okay. I'm sorry. Right, best slice of life. Um it's still Bocce for me. It was very good. But then actually, you know what? I'm gonna vote Horimiya, actually. Because for me this was more encapsulating slice of life. Like Bocce was very like um Bocce is like comedy based around the characters. Uh Yamada-kun is like their relationship developing over time. Horimiya was just like random things happening on a daily basis. And like you've already seen the first series if you're watching the missing pieces. So like you know how their relationship develops. So it's just like adding in little bits of slice of life around the characters. So I think it's that one. Best main character? Ooh, interesting. Um Eren Yeager, definitely not. That I hate that character. Monkey D. Luffy. I haven't watched enough One Piece to have a comment on Monkey D. Luffy. I don't know who that is. I haven't seen Chainsaw Man, Bocce, or Mob. It for me, it's Mob. Mob, like okay, Bocce has some very cool character development over the course of the series, but I feel like Mob has stronger character development over the whole course of the anime. And that might be a bit unfair because Bocce's only had one season and Mob's have three, but I don't know. I feel like Mob at the end of, well, at the bit that I saw, Mob at the end is a very different character to when you start the series, and to me that's a sign of good character development. Like there's still the undercurrent of being the same person, but you can see how they've changed as a person, if that makes sense. Thorfinn is just like me. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Vinland. Oh, it's Vinland Saga. Yeah, I've not seen it, so I do need to watch that though. Okay. Wait, did I actually vote? I didn't. Yeah, I did. Okay. Best supporting character. Mob is probably one of the most refreshing protagonists I've seen in years. Yeah, to be honest. To be honest. Okay, best supporting character. Reagan. Reagan is iconic. Hanji Zoe. Kana from Oshinoko. I've forgotten who that is. I've forgotten who that is. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up. Power from Chainsaw Man. Gojo. The only thing I know about Gojo is that loads of people simp over Gojo. And then Geto. Okay. Okay, that's not the supporting character that I hoped it was. For me, it's got to be Hanji because I've got to support my fellow scientists, and also she was iconic. And in all honesty, like the 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 trajectory of the character went exactly how I wanted it to go. So yeah, I'm happy. Reagan takes this one, to be fair. Reagan won so many polls. Everyone's saying Reagan. What? Reagan almost won a Tumblr Sexy Man tournament. Okay, fine, but I don't know. I'm a Hanji fan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? I've got to support my fellow scientists. If it's a shame, because if it was a different Oshinoko character, I would have voted that, to be honest, but I don't know. I know Reagan's iconic, but I feel like he's gonna win anyway, so. And even if he doesn't, like, who is Reagan? He is like Mob's boss in Mob Psycho 100. Well, boss is a loose term. He is iconic. Don't get me wrong, but for me, it's Hanji, especially like the role that Hanji played in the last season of Attack on Titan. I don't know. Must protect at all costs. Anya, whoever that is, Boji? I don't know who that is. Miri Unasaka, I don't know who that is either. Suletta Mercury, I don't know who that is either. Bocchi or Pochita. I've only. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's got to be Anya. I love Anya. Anya is so well written. She's like the first like child character that like I don't know. She they've managed to write her in a way that she's like intelligent, but she's still also very clearly a child, and I feel like that's definitely like that's quite rare. Anya definitely, yeah. Absolutely loved Reagan in the second season. Didn't get to see the third one yet. Yeah, this is the thing, is that I don't know how Reagan character develops in the third season, so I feel like I can't comment too much on Reagan, because he's definitely the kind of character that's going to have a significant amount of character development, but I don't know what it is. It could go in a few different ways. So she is cute. No one can dislike. I know, exactly. Very good propaganda to get people to have kids. Okay, best anime song. Idol from Oshinoko. Station Complex from Bocce the Rock. Where Our Blue Is from Jujutsu Kaisen. Kickback from Chainsaw Man. Suzume from Suzume. Work from Hell's Paradise. Kickback slaps. To be honest, they all slap. And this is a really difficult one for me, personally, because like the one that I've had stuck in my head the most is definitely Idol. But the one that had a biggest impact on me was Suzume. I can't comment on Kickback. I've never heard it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is. Is this a thing? Japanese media encouraging family building? Yes, it is. It is a thing. I'm telling you, it's a thing. I don't know if it's like an official thing, but I'm saying it's a thing. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I know you're all saying Kickback, but I don't know what it is. That one McDonald's ad that went viral. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm voting Suzume. You can't stop me. I'm a big Radwimps fan. Fight me. Okay, best score. I'm sorry, it's also Suzume. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, best opening sequence. I humbly disagree. That's okay. You're allowed to disagree. But you got your vote. Fair enough. That song is also very, very good, so I can't. Although actually, yeah, the whole series does have very good music. You're right. And so does Attack on Titan. But I'm a big Radwimps fan, and I want them to have all the good things, so I'm gonna vote them. Kickback was good too, though. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I can't comment on it. Okay. You owe it to yourself to listen to Kickback. Okay, I'll tell you what. I will listen to it after the stream because I don't want to get told off by the DMCA people. But once I have listened to it, if I like it, I will go back and change my vote. How's that? I think that's fair. Okay, right. Best opening sequence. Well, I've only seen one of these, so yeah, I'm just gonna vote for what I know. I will also go back and change my vote on this one if I think Kickback slaps. Okay. Best ending sequence. We've already discussed this, haven't we? It was definitely Spy Family. There's no comparison. Okay, this is getting to the point now where I don't really know. I don't know anything about voice acting. I feel like Anya's voice acting really sticks with me. Bocce's did very good. Bocce's was very good too. No, but Anya's really sticks with me because it's like, it's believable as a child, and I think that's quite impressive. I don't know if it actually is a child. If it is a child, then that's even more impressive. But yeah, that's my opinion. I don't know anything about that. Anime of the year. What are we voting for? Anime of the year. Yeah, I can't comment on the voice actors themselves because I literally don't know. I literally don't know any of them. Okay, anime of the year. Oh, apparently I've already voted. Okay. My anime of the year was Oshinoko. It was very, very good. Best continuing series. Wait, what? Have we just looped round? Oh yeah, we have. Okay. Fair enough. That was it. We're done. Cool. Well, I hope you all don't hate me for my votes. Yeah. That's it. We're done. We're done. Chainsaw Man simply because it's the only one I've watched. See, that's me with Oshinoko. But no, that's not true. I also watch Bocce. I feel like for me it's really, really torn between Oshinoko and Bocce. They're both insanely good. They're both so good. But I think Oshinoko is a better complete package. I think Bocce the Rock, I feel like that hits a very specific group of people. So, yeah. That was fun. I'm glad. You have valid opinions. Thank you for now. Oh. Is that a threat? Are you threatening to take away the validity of my opinion? That's rude. Bring in the dancing lobsters. We don't have any dancing lobsters, but I can give you a dancing... No, I can't. I can't give you dancing anything. I wonder, can I find a YouTube video of dancing lobsters? Is that a thing? Is this a meme that I've missed again? Oh. I just opened YouTube and I'm getting loads of like Pomo graduation stuff. That's making me sad. I apologise for the typing. Bring in the dancing lobsters. Okay, this is clearly a meme I just don't know. What is this? I don't have any desktop audio on. Oh dear. Okay. Turn off the music. That's annoying. Okay.
Court dismissed! Bring in the dancing lobsters!
Oh, I forgot to share. Whoops. Boomer moment. Boomer moment alert. We need to get like a... We need to get a... what can I... like a counter for when I have a boomer moment. We should do that.
Court dismissed! Bring in the dancing lobsters!
More of Judge Trudy.
I don't get it. What is this from? What is this from? I need context. What is this from? I have so many questions. Wait. No, seriously, what's that from? I need to know. Amanda Burns show? What is it? Okay. not showing your age, because that was a thing when I was younger too. Like that would have been a thing that was on TV when I was in my formative years as well. But I think it might have just not aired in the UK because I don't know what that is. But I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, unless it did, and I was just I didn't really watch that much Nickelodeon actually, so that might be why. That might be why I'm so confused. This was peak comedy. I wish that happened in every courtroom. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine if they're like, okay, like objection, and then they're like objection rejected, and then it's like lobster time. I don't know. That'd be that would make court a lot more interesting. I've never been to court, but I have a lot of friends that go to court regularly, not for like criminal reasons because they work there. And yeah, honestly, it sounds like such a boring environment. The Amanda Show. Wow. I forgot the Amanda Show existed. Like, genuinely, I forgot it existed. I love that we just watched that. Look, if someone references a meme and I'm not entirely sure what it is, I'm gonna look it up. Like, I'm a boomer. I still look on, like, friggin' Urban Dictionary for stuff sometimes, because I'm like, what is going on? But yeah, I need to work out how to add a boomer counter to the chat so that we can all add when I'm a boomer. You are not the father, and then just dancing lobsters enter the courtroom. You know, I think that, like those kinds of like really grim talk shows like Jeremy Kyle, those would have been better with dancing lobsters, definitely. So, okay, right. Steins Gate. Apparently that's what we're meant to be playing. I know that I've only been streaming for like 50 minutes. Probably actually more like 40 because I take ages to set up because I'm boomer. But I would like to go and get more drink. So if it's okay, I'd like to take a very quick, like 2-minute break. Is that fine? Is that fine? You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to say no. But no, I will actually. I'll go away and take a very quick break. And yeah, I will see you all in a second. Keep your secrets. Hello, I'm back. I had to take my medicine. That was the life update. I forgot to tell everybody. I had a very funny situation. It's not that funny, actually. It's kind of sad. So, you know how I sound really, like, nasally? I sound like the nerd emoji all the time. I sound like I'm, like, stuffed up all the time. I thought that was just me. I thought I've always sounded like that. Except I went to the doctor and it turns out I've got quite a serious sinus infection and I'm not meant to sound like that. So, I've got so many medicines. I have to take, like, 7 pills and... Do you hear me? Pill ASMR. But I have to take, like, so many medicines and then I have to do, like, a nose spray and everything. It's wild. It's wild. And that's apparently my own ineptitude because I was meant to go to the doctor and I forgot. No, I didn't forget, to be fair. I couldn't get an appointment. But yeah. Oh, I just realised the background music's really high. My bad. It's me just continuing to waffle over the top of the background. It's brilliant. Yeah. So yeah, I have a sinus infection. So fun. Am I good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm a bit tired. The medicine makes me a bit tired, but otherwise I'm fine. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to like not sound so stuffed up all the time as well. Honestly, I feel fine. Thank you though. But yeah, I feel fine. It's more just annoying. Not very hype, exactly. It's very pogant. Yes. Game is loading. Bink video. Yeah, so Steins Gate. We were meant to start playing this an hour ago and then we got distracted, but that's okay. We can get distracted sometimes. But yeah, if I sound like weird, like or tired, it's because I am tired. Because I've got like apparently a sinus infection and the medicine and what else? Something else. Work. Oh yeah, work and a thesis. Ew, gross. Wait, no, that reminded me. There was something else I was going to talk to you all about. Right, okay. One last distraction, I promise. I thought that was just your accent. It probably is a little bit of my accent. Also, hi, Mr. Aegis. Welcome in. Mod, can you do a shout out for Mr. Aegis, please? Mr. Aegis does very cool educational content alongside gaming stuff as well, and is a teacher. We love that. Yeah. So I've just realised I was meant to do something first. Which was a presentation. Did you get the COZ patch? No, I forgot. I couldn't find it. And then, well, at first I forgot, and then I couldn't find it, and then I forgot again. So, yeah, it's still going to be very janky English, unfortunately. Hi, Skulls the Wolf. Welcome in. You were streaming earlier, right? How was your stream? Right. Yes. Okay. One last thing, and then I promise we will finally play Steins Gate. Okay, that was tetchy. I could have doxed myself if I did that wrong. That was scary. Oh dear. Right. Pitch. Okay, seriously, stop with the game audio. That's too loud. Actually, should we keep that on? It's kind of dramatic. No, okay. Right. Pitch. Not bad. Everyone spammed you. I mean, spam's always fun. It's on the Committee of Zero website. Okay, I couldn't find it, and I thought I was just like being silly. But where does one play Steins Gate? Yeah, it's on Steam. I've got it on Steam, but you need to get the translation patch because it's not. It's a bit questionable otherwise. The English is questionable. We're gonna work with it. Okay. Right. I did that once. I brought up a spreadsheet in stream forgetting that Excel was registered in my name and that I had it in the top corner. Yeah, I've done it as well. I had to like private some VODs and then edit them before I re-uploaded them because I did exactly the same thing. I like logged into something and I was like, this is fine. And then I realized that it had my picture. Like there was a picture of me in the top corner and I was like, oh, that's my face. That shouldn't be there. So I think probably a few people in the chat have accidentally seen my face and they're too polite to say otherwise. You've made it? Hello, Fi. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Yeah, you've made it because it's been like an hour and I still haven't started actually playing the game. We got distracted. But, you know, I'm embracing it. I'm embracing the distraction today. Right. So, I have a pitch. Right. Hear me out. Let me bring up my pitch. It's not working. It's working. Okay. Hear me out. Okay. Thesis writing streamathon. A pitch. This is my pitch. What if we did a streamathon of any kind, subathon, donathon, whatever, except it's to make me write my thesis? That is the pitch in one sentence. Because I am not doing my thesis. No, I am doing my thesis, but I'm struggling to focus on getting my thesis done. As you'll know, it is a very big thesis. It's like 80,000 words, and then probably another 100,000 words in documentation and, you know, forms and stuff like that. And I'm struggling and I'm suffering, and I'm meant to be submitting it in April. And I have 2 chapters out of like 9, so that's not good. So I never did a subathon or anything like that when I got affiliate because it was like a month into me streaming and I thought it wasn't very appropriate. But we're like closer to 3 months in now, so I feel like it's starting to be a little bit more appropriate. It's starting to be a bit less weird. So, thesis writing streamathon. Hear me out. What is it? I have to stream until the timer runs out. There's a timer on screen and I have to keep going until it hits 0. The timer goes up for every sub, tip, follow, potentially also. There may also be a redeem to increase the timer by a certain amount. I don't know. Personally, I'm on board for anything increasing the timer. I think it would be more fun that way and I'll actually get my thesis done. This continues for up to 5 days. I can't do more than 5 days. I have a real job. We've got to work around the situation I'm in, okay? I have a real job. It would be capped at 5 days. That's how much time I could realistically take off work. to write my thesis or do anything. Hold on, theses have a 100,000 word requirement? So no. So technically, so it depends on where you are, which university you're at. Technically, my thesis requirement is 80,000. So 80,000 words in the bulk of the thesis. The thing is, that is just like introduction section through to conclusion. That is not my references. That is not my supplementary material. So normally if you do like a science paper, you have to have supplementary material that goes into detail about how you ran your analyses and stuff like that. Or like copies of questionnaires or whatever. Yeah. You know what, actually, I'm going to put the game audio back on because I feel like it's kind of dramatic in a funny way. I can hear it and I think you should too. Right. I hope that's not too loud. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of extra paperwork that comes with a thesis and I have to also do all of that. Okay. Continues up to 5 days. If we hit goals, I will do silly things. That in itself should be an incentive. You've all made me do the unknown P rap already. There could be more raps. There could be strange psychology takes. There could be whatever. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. Otherwise, I'm working on my thesis. Okay, so the streams will literally just be like Pomodoro, 50 minutes of work, 10 minutes of break. Unless we hit sub goals or follower goals or tip goals or whatever. And then I will do silly things. What's the plan for the streams? Pomodoro sessions? Yes, Pomodoro sessions with music. Sometimes speaking in the breaks, but not always, because if I'm always speaking, it's going to ruin my voice. And also, I have my office is like shared with Husbando Mod. So sometimes Husbando Mod has meetings and I can't talk because it would interrupt that. That's insane. Writing a script for 10-minute video makes me feel like my brain's going to explode. That's kind of, yeah, true. Writing anything makes my brain explode, in all honesty. Husbando Mod shout out, so true. The real star of the channel. Okay, what kind of silly things do you have in mind? I don't know. That's where the community comes in. That's where you lot all come in. I need your help. I need your suggestions. Okay. Benefits. Ignore the bar at the bottom. Pretend that wasn't there. Benefits. You all get to see me suffer. I know you all want it. I'll do it for you. I finished my thesis. That's a big one. It was on my bingo card for goals. Yeah. You see me suffer on a daily basis. That's not the same. I finished my thesis. Big one. The community has input on the goals that we set, so you all get to decide the goals because I'm not creative enough. I've got a few ideas, but I've really got not very much. The things that I have as ideas are all very much things that I wanted to do anyway, to be honest. But I need incentive to do it. I need emotional support to do it. So like, yeah, commissioning certain pieces of art or maybe setting up a Discord server. Perhaps things like that. But yeah, if there is any suggestions, I will happily take them. You will get to experience a day in the life of a PhD student. Spoiler alert, it's not good. It's not fun. In all honesty, these streams will literally just be me sat in front of a document for like 8 hours and then maybe jumping between like my reference manager and my survey software and like RStudio occasionally. So yeah. I wanna hear you sing Baka Mitai in Japanese. I can't speak Japanese. That's a terrible idea, and that means it's probably a good idea. Ochame Kino cover when? Which one is that? Is that the one that's like I can't remember how it goes, my brain. I just remember the nodding. I tried singing Baka Mitai. It's a good idea. Okay. There's support for that one. Okay, interesting. Day in the life. Let me see how you really trap. Honestly, day in the life of me is I wake up, I roll over to my PC whilst eating a crumpet, and then I do my work, and then at the end of the day, I roll off my PC and into bed, and that's it. Unfortunately, that's my... Oh, apart from if I'm streaming, then I do the stream, but then I roll into bed. Learn. I can do it. I know no Japanese. Okay, I trust you. I trust you. There's also an English version. Okay. Well, I'll try the Japanese one. How bad could it be? It can't be that bad. It's probably going to be quite bad, but you know. Okay. Right. This is also a big thing. The reason for the streamathon. Raising money for a live 2D model. Okay. Some of you have already seen the preview of the live 2D model. Well, not a preview, of the design. I've got a design that I've made. It's a sketch. It's terrible. But I want to make it an actual thing. I know who I want to be my model mama. I haven't asked this person yet, but you know, I will if I even get anywhere near 1% of it. Obviously, I'm also saving up for this too myself, because I would not expect viewers to contribute the majority of it. Like, I want to do the majority of it. It's my thing. But I also kind of want everybody to know that, you know, it's going back into the stream. Alternatively, we can raise money for my research funds. That's also an option. But personally, I'm leaning towards the live 2D model. Pastry in the UK. Oh, the crumpet. The crumpet? Resounding praise for the crumpet. Yes, the crumpet is the food of gods. I'm not gonna lie. It is my favourite thing ever. Like, ever. It's, I could eat them forever. A crumpet, I think probably the best way to describe it is like, it's kind of like an English muffin, but spongy. Like, like when you bite into it, it squeaks. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like boingy. It's like a mattress, but in a good way. I can sing the Cowboy Bebop outro song from memory and I don't speak Japanese. That's impressive. That's very impressive, actually. I can't sing anything from memory, full stop, let alone anything in Japanese. Students fund their own research. So, it's complicated. Basically, in the UK and Ireland, you get 3 years of funding from the government. If you can apply for it and you know you allocated it, then you get 3 years of funding. The problem is that PhDs take more than 3 years. Normally they take like 4 or 5. So the last 2 years or 1 year, depending on how long you take, is meant to be like self-funded, and I'm in my self-funded period now, which means that I am entirely surviving off Husbando Mod's income, but unfortunately I still have a study to run, and in order for me to get the data for my last study, it's probably going to be about £1,000, which is why I'm saying it could be either. Like, they cost the same amount. The Live 2D model and the research funds, it's the same. It costs the same amount. Yeah.
Lord Chew Basil gifted
Lord
a tier
Basil,
1
thank
sub
you
to
so
Root
much for the gifted
777.
sub.
They have given 2
and
gift
it's gone
subs
to
in the
Roots
channel.
as well. That's so nice. Wait, the chat's going too fast and I can't keep up. I can't cope. What are you like? What's going on? Okay. Yes, crumpets do actually squeak when you bite into them. Yeah, it is bread with holes. It's basically a flat waffle with smaller holes. That sounds about right. But like springy. They're springy. I don't know. It's like, imagine if you like mixed up dough and made it really, 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 really gluteny, and it's like stretchy and springy. It's kind of like that, and then it's cooked in a way that it has loads of holes in it, so it's like a sponge. But I promise you it's actually good, especially if you slap on loads of butter. They're really, really good. Okay. I think one goal could be you reading out silly copy pastas that are appropriate. Yes. Perfect. That would be perfect. I am I'm an enjoyer of copy pastas. The thing is that my favourite copy pastas are all the emoji pastas, and I don't know how I'd do that. But, you know. Funding is why grad students get good at communication. Professional begging. So true. So true. I'm trying to manage my first grant right now, and that was just me professionally begging, and now I'm professionally begging for help because it's a mess to manage them, so... I'm using context clues to infer that you are considering a donathon. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Any kind of something-a-thon. Pain-a-thon. Pain-a-thon, perhaps, is a good way to describe it, because it's to help me write up my thesis. We can do it, we can do it. Okay. I think that's everything on this slide. Right, costs. What are the costs of doing this? Aside from the fact that I'm professionally begging, my sanity. That's it. I think that is the biggest cost. Logistics. Right. What do we... Hi, Snazzles. Welcome in. Okay, right. Logistics. We need to work out. Are you interested, first of all? Mod, can we please set up a poll? I would like to have a yes-no poll about whether people are interested in this concept. But then, after we've decided whether or not people are interested, I need to know, when's the best time to do it? My gut feeling is like spring break, so around like Western Easter. So I think that's in March this year. Or it could be... No, I think probably March would make the most sense. But any other opinions would be good. What would the goals be? We've already got some ideas, and they're cursed, and I love it. How would we do the increase on the timer? So, for example, would I do it so it's like 10 minutes for every pound? Would I do like 5 minutes for a follow? Things like that. I want to make it like interactive in a sense that like you don't need money to get involved in it as well. Like I want to think about how to get people involved beyond just the sub and the stuff like that. So yeah, I need to have a think about that. Also, what do we do when I can't talk? So for example, if I'm in meetings, because I can't guarantee that my entire calendar will be entirely cleared. And if I have a meeting about something sensitive, I'm going to have to physically walk away from my PC and like take my laptop somewhere else. Because I can't have even the slightest risk of stuff being shared online. So I need to work out what to do in those situations. Like, would it be, I don't know, replaying back VODs? Would it be, I don't know. I got nothing. I have no ideas. Could we just keep it as a longer Pomodoro session, perhaps? That might work. I don't know. And then finally, how can I avoid going to the office for a week? I'm actually mostly working from home, so this isn't a problem so much, but it's more like, how do I get out of work for a week, you know? How do we do it? These are the questions that I'm thinking about, but it might be, I think it's something we can work with. I'm 100% into it. I also have to write my end of degree thesis before June and we can suffer together. Perfect. Miguel, we will suffer together. I am ready to suffer. I'm already suffering. I've been suffering for the past 3 months and it's just continuing. Oh no. Hydrate. Thank you, Skulls. I am hydrated. Okay. Yeah. Husbando mod gaming. Maybe one of the higher ones could be like me and Husbando mod play It Takes Two. It's basically couples therapy in a game. That would probably be a good one. But I think that would be quite high up because we have a very weird setup where like we'd need to do some serious technical thinking to how that would work. Because I think I've mentioned this before, but like we're literally in the same room like all the time. Our desks are opposite each other. So like if I'm talking, then it gets picked up by his microphone, and then if he's talking, it gets picked up by my microphone. So if we were trying to do like a Discord overlay thing, it would have such bad echo. It would be terrible. When is spring break in the UK? I don't actually know. I think the Easter in the UK is around March, I think, this year, like end of March. So I think it'd be then, roughly. Maybe. I don't know. Those are rookie numbers. I've been suffering for the past 30 years. I mean, that too, to be fair. I have also been suffering for approximately 30 years, but, you know... I was just thinking in terms of the thesis. Tech problems exist to be solved. So true. You'd watch. Okay, amazing. We love that. Okay, we've got 6 yays and not a single nay and not a single I don't care. You're welcome to vote I don't care. I won't be offended. Okay. I don't know why I had game audio set in my presentation overlay. That's a bit random. There's nothing else in my presentation, by the way. That was it. So, sounds like thesis sufferathon. That's what I'm calling it, the sufferathon. It sounds like the sufferathon broadly is vibes. Possibly good vibes. Probably not good vibes though. Game capture. There you are. Okay. Right. How far are we into the stream now? 1 hour and 19. And we are finally going to start playing Steins Gate now. What's the topic of your thesis? So the thing with PhD theses is that they're really, really specific. So if I said what was the topic of my thesis, it would dox me. Like, it would outright 100% dox me. So I can't say. But what I can say is that it's in social psychology. Because yeah, the thing is that, what about a vague area? Yeah, social psychology. So yeah, PhD theses are like, the whole reason they exist is to like go very, very in depth about a very specific topic. And unfortunately, my very specific topic is extremely doxable because it's not really something that's being done by anyone else. And then even the aspect of it that has been done by other people, it's still not a super big area, and it's also a very interconnected area of research. Everybody knows each other, so yeah. For meeting breaks, you might pre-record some things. Ooh, that's a good idea. I've been making short versions of my lessons that I could use as intermissions. That's a really good idea. I might steal that, if that's okay. Yeah, because I don't know what I would talk about though. Given that so much of my stream is just chaos and pain. I'd work out something. I'm also wondering whether I could try and convince some of my scientist friends to come and talk to me. That might also be interesting at some point. Trying to get them to like talk about their science stuff. Maybe that could also be a goal. Is to bring on one of my psychologist friends to talk about their work. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, right. Steins Gate. Let's go. Okay. Where did we get to? Wait, did I just start it from the beginning? I did. I'm silly. Let me fix this. I broke it. This is already not going well. Right. Okay. Oh, I just exited the entire game. We've got the tech issues of the stream, everybody. It happened. I hope you're proud of me. What is your warning about the game, Snazzles? I would love to know. Prepare to be annoyed by the misrepresentation of various scientific topics and concepts throughout the story. Okay, you know what? I'm fine with that. It happens quite regularly. Unfortunately, that's like every single science thing ever, in my experience, is that it just gets things wrong. But that's okay. That's okay. Load. Please load. There we go. This is where we got to. Perfect. To be fair, the game was released in 2009. That is also true. And things do move forward. So, most of the brain science is either outdated. Both outdated, and on top of that, incorrectly presented or outright made up. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of media that's explicitly meant to be psychological in some way, that's just kind of the default for it, unfortunately. And I think that probably also applies to neuroscience, because the thing is, we don't understand very much about the brain. Like, the stuff that we do understand, like, we understand very, very minute specific processes, and we understand kind of like vague general trends, but we don't really understand how they connect up most of the time. So, yeah. Overwhelmingly, my experience in the media is that that's just how brain science or behavioural science is presented in general, which is very cool. Okay. Hey you, can you see us? Should I do a voice? What do we think? Why won't you answer? I'm asking you a question. Yes, you on the other side of the monitor. Me? Go away, Rintaro, you're scaring me. Humph. Your silence only strengthens my hypothesis. He knows I'm talking, right? The JP voice acting is pretty good. That's true. It is pretty good, actually. I suppose that from your perspective, it appears that we are the ones inside the monitor. But that's where you're wrong. This is very fourth wall. I like it. For it is you who is inside. Your reality is nothing but lies and shadows. Naturally, that includes you too. I love like Daru just like, oh, he's at it again. True reality is on this side of the screen. Oh. Don't believe me? I don't blame you. Few are those who can handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. But no matter, I shall speak in simpler terms, easy enough for even you to understand. Wow, Rintaro. Bit rude. We got a tip. Very cool. I still don't know what they are. This is the Future Gadget Laboratory, located in Akihabara district of Tokyo. We call it simply the lab. Can confirm actually, like every science group calls their own lab the lab. I call my own lab the lab. Like, oh yes, I'm going into the lab today. Our purpose is to shatter the system and plunge the world into chaos. Okay, sounds a bit ominous. Tips are like glossaries. Okay, cool. Really? You shouldn't do bad things, Ocarina. Quiet. I'm a mad scientist, remember? From the station, head down Churodori until you reach... Oh no, Japanese words. Suehirocho station, and then take a left onto Kuramayabashi Dori? I've butchered that, haven't I? Terrible. He's doxing himself? So true. He is doxing himself. In the alley before the traffic light, you'll find the run-down Okiyama building. Our lab is on the second floor. I wonder if this is an actual place. It does? It actually exists? That's wild. I kind of want to go. On the first floor is a store of ill repute called the Brown Tube Workshop. You can't miss it. It deals exclusively in CRT monitors of all things. Can you imagine? Even in the heart of Akihabara's electric town, the demand for CRTs is practically non-existent. You know what? They're making a resurgence though, right? People actually want them again because they're like cool. They're retro, they're nostalgia vibes. But the proprietor of the Brown Tube Workshop, Tenoji, is also the owner of the building. That's how he can afford to maintain his ridiculous niche hobby shop, even as land value continues to rise. He may seem like a rough sort, but he was no match for my charisma. Now the entire second floor is mine for next to nothing. Ha 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 ha. CRT? Yeah, like cathode ray tube. I think that's what it stands for. It's like those old monitors that had the kind of liney appearance to them. The type that I grew up with. I digress. The Future Gadget Laboratory is currently experiencing a severe shortage of manpower. Okay, also relatable actually. This is the same as my lab. We welcome dedicated scientists from all fields to apply. Shall I apply? Shall I go and join their lab? I think they need a psychologist. They certainly act like they need one. I feel so old now. Yeah, same. Every time I think about it, it makes me feel stressed. It's like how, so first of all, it was like the 90s kids thing, where like loads of Zoomers were dressing up as though they were in the 90s, and that in itself was stressful. But now it's migrated to like Y2K, so it's like all of the stuff from the early 2000s, and that's the thing now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was just me when I was a kid, like, well, not even a kid at that point. No, I was still a kid. Yeah. So I'm starting to be like, this is stressing me out. And next thing you know, it's going to turn into like 2010s Tumblr posts. And that's the point where I'm just going to ascend out of my own body. Because that's going to be extremely stressful. Like, I was young enough during the Y2K era to like not be too bothered by it. Like, I'm a little bit bothered by it, but not super bothered. But yeah, when it gets to like 2010s like 2008 to like 2011, those era of Tumblr posts, when that becomes an aesthetic, when we cycle back round to pastel goth, that's when I'm just gonna leave my own body. The thick boy TVs, yes, that's the ones. I actually think I should join. They do clearly need scientists of some description, and they definitely need psychologists. So You can apply it. It's an actual website. Oh my gosh, I might do it. I might do it. You weren't even born during the CRT era. That stresses me out. We still had a CRT in my house, like, I want to say, well, yeah, when I was a teenager, there was still a CRT in my house. So make of that what you will. Anyway, Ocarina, you've got to say lab mates, not lab mems. Is that meant to say mates? Is this a translate? Oh, members. Okay, lab members, not researchers. That's true. We are meant to be called lab members, but we can be called researchers too. That's a bit. It's a bit pernickety, I think. It's in very broken English. I mean, it's not that bad so far. It's not that bad. It's just the translation bit. When it's. I think that probably the images themselves are still from the original Japanese and they haven't been translated. That's the vibe I'm getting. So, yeah. Our lab members are 3. Wow. So nice. I'm the founder of the Future Gadget Lab. Lab member number 1, the insane mad scientist Hoen Kyoma. Oh, the website's in broken English. I mean, that makes sense. That kind of matches very nicely, so yeah. Okay, yeah, it's the website. Got it. They don't speak English. Ooh. Yeah, and translation back then was really bad. Like in 2009, translation was basically non-existent. Because I remember trying to use like Google Translate to translate manga back then. Because let me tell you, we are spoiled nowadays. Like when there's so many ways to access manga and it's actually just like properly translated into English now. In 2009, there wasn't really still not very much. Have we got any like YouTube watchers in the chat? Anyone else that used to watch anime on YouTube? And it was broken up into like 10-minute long parts or like 12. I think it was 12 minutes actually. It was a really random number, and then it'd be like Naruto episode 17 part 4. Yes. YouTube anime gang. You know what's up. The AMV, yes. Oh my gosh. AMV. Do you remember Nightcore? Do you remember that? Is Nightcore still a thing? Is Nightcore still a thing? Can you still find like Nightcore AMVs? Because I hope that you can. And if you can, then that's gonna be the next nostalgia cycle is we're gonna go back to AMVs. One of my motivations to learn English was for those YouTube anime episodes. I love that. Amazing. And look at you now. You're still doing anime adjacent stuff. Except hopefully I can teach you things rather than it just being Naruto running. The small corner, yeah. I still watch AMV and Animashes. They're a thing. They're still a thing. Nightcore's still a thing? Wow. See, the problem that I have is that I don't have the time or mental energy to go into weird YouTube rabbit holes anymore, so I never end up getting to this stuff. When I open my YouTube, it's just entirely like, oh, look, there's another there's another member of Nijisanji and graduating and stuff like that. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't have much going on my YouTube page. It's all just very centered around like the VTubing stuff. Now there's not as much anime. Yeah, there's a little bit of anime, but not that much. So I mean, it makes me really happy that AMVs and stuff are still a thing. I made an Animash the other month. That's wild. No way. I love that. Okay. Right. Who are the other members? Ocarina's cuter though. So true. Mayuri knows what's up. We got a new tip about cosplay. Okay, we have our resident cosplayer and only female member, lab member number 2, Sheena Mayuri. Why did they need a... She did the thing. Why do we need a resident cosplayer in our lab? That doesn't seem like it makes sense, but, you know, it's fine. I like making costumes more than wearing them. That's pretty based, actually. That's kind of... I started making my own cosplay once, and then I gave up, because... I gained weight. Okay. Right, and last we have our resident super hacker. Oh my gosh, with that A, incredible. Lab member number 3, Hashtag Itaru. Stop calling me that. It's super hacker with an ER. Okay. The most scientific thing ever. I know. I love it when scientists cosplay. Actually, it's a thing. I've met a surprising number of scientists who cosplay, to be fair. So, yeah, make of that what you will. Here at the Future Gadget Laboratory, we devote ourselves to the art of invention. For details, see our lab's homepage. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of real, like... Okay. Pretty much every single lab, they have like a web page, and now they have a Twitter account. Actually, they're starting to move away from Twitter. Scientists don't like Twitter anymore. But yeah. And then like they have to have like a picture of all of the lab members stood looking really uncomfortable on like a stairwell or like outside a building or something like that. And then it will be like, here's a list of our publications, and it's not been updated for 3 years. And that is legally what your lab homepage has to look like. Okay? I don't make the rules, I'm sorry. Our top priority, of course, is to develop weapons, for the war with the Dark Dominion. But that research has spawned a number of offshoot inventions. In fact, that's all it's spawned. Oh. So they gave up on the weapons. And they're just doing other stuff now. Our arsenal of future gadgets is up to 8, but this is just the beginning. I have a total of 108 inventions to create. Wait, what? Okay. Wait, has he decided in advance how many inventions he's going to make? And then he's just like trying to work through to try and churn out that many? That's wild. I love that. That's certainly an approach. Question, can the pictures in the website be silly? It depends on the lab group. Normally they're not, because it's meant to be like a professional website. But I have seen some that are interesting. But normally they're not silly on purpose. It's just that like it's framed in a really weird way and it makes me laugh. They can be. They cannot be high resolution. That's true. They are not allowed to be high resolution. Yep, 140p maximum. Even better if you can like, like when you can make a battery out of a lemon, right? So the best thing that you can possibly do is make a battery out of a lemon and then attach that to a set of lenses and then find a way to have the image like transported via the lemon into your PC. And it should have approximately 4 pixels in the whole thing. And that's the image. Like in that tennis manga? I get it. I feel like I should know what that's a reference to, but I don't watch sports anime, so... No, it's the number of earthly desires in mortals, you channel junkie. Is that... At-chan. Brilliant. Brilliant. At-chan. Oh, okay. Okay. And I thought that I told you not to interrupt me when I'm talking. I don't know if this is a joke or not. My last brain cell. It's, I feel like I can't tell if you're referring to Steins Gate or me, but I think either way, just like assume both. Assume both. So let's say a group of scientists dress up in a tech fleece suit, put on a balaclava, and throw up gang signs. Is that still valid? Yes, I think so. I would say that the best kind of scientific lab picture is one where you're all in cosplay, actually. I think that's the best option. So what we have to do is, when I set up a lab, if I set up a lab, I'm going to get everybody to cosplay different Steins Gate characters and we can all be this lab. And then obviously I will be Runtaro, I will be Hyoin Kyoma, because I'm the mad scientist. So I just need a Mayuri and a Daru. So applications are open on my lab website. You should probably bring up the tips menu from time to time. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do it. So yeah, I probably should, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to do it. F3. It didn't do anything. You lied. did it do? It did something. Oh, it's giving me the option to auto skip. F1? No. Oh, that tells me what to do though. Okay. Let's see. Tips. F4. Cool. Go back. F4. Okay. Tips. Fiction. I love that they had to specify it's fictional. Japan's most popular message board. It covers a wide variety of topics from hacking to cooking to anime to current events. Cool. Super hacker with an A. A tremendously skilled hacker, or at least someone who claims to be one. The threat, my friend's a hacker so he can easily find out who you are, often appears during arguments on the internet. People mockingly call the obviously non-existent hacker a hacker with an A. Is this like, my dad works at Microsoft? Is that the Western equivalent? My dad works at Microsoft. He's going to get you banned from Xbox. Cosplay. An abbreviation of costume play, to dress up in a costume. Most often as a fictional character. People who cosplay are called cosplayers, which can be shortened to layers. I've never heard that before. It's only ever been cosplayers in my experience, but maybe that's a Japanese thing. Many cosplayers make their own costumes. Maybe this is also outdated because there's very, I think the main technical progress that we have had in the anime fan community, aside from the fact that we actually have legal, decent English translations now, is the fact that you can just order your own cosplays very easily. That's what the internet has done for us, and I love it. Okay. Oh my, that's long. Okay. Wait. I need a drink of water before I read this. Okay. The system. The system is the means by which the organisation maintains its grip on humanity. Its full scope is too vast to comprehend, but suffice to say that the system gives the organisation influence over government, religion, media, culture, and science worldwide. How do I scroll? Am I missing something? What? Oh, wait, brackets. Okay, got it. Most people do not even know that their lives are controlled by the system. It's so deeply embedded into the fabric of society that modern civilization would not be able to function without it. Destroying the system, therefore, would plunge the world into chaos. Okay. Headcanon Okabe writes all of these tips. I think he probably does. Also, like, I have an opinion on this, but I'm not going to say it because, yeah. A word used to describe character traits that are cute or endearing. Oh wait, no, what? Oh, okay. My way. I misread. A word used to describe character traits that are cute or endearing includes flaws such as glasses, clumsiness, or ditziness. Also used to refer to the culture of entertainment centered around characters who possess such traits. So, fun fact: there's actually an entire academic book about moe. I've never read it, but I fully intend to one day and then do like a book club about it. Dory, word here used as a suffix meaning street. Cool. John Titor, a self-proclaimed time traveler from 2036. Oh, crikey. We're closer to John Titor than we are to Rintaro. That's disturbing. A self-proclaimed time traveler from 2036 who appeared on an American internet message board in November of 2000. The internet went into an uproar, flooding the board with questions and debate. Titor posted pictures of his time machine and its control manual, as well as diagrams illustrating the time machine mechanics. He also disclosed information on near-future events, time travel physics, history intervention, the multiverse, timelines, and world lines. And then, 4 months after his appearance, he left a comment saying, "I will be leaving this world line shortly, and this will be my final post," and disappeared. 2036. Interesting. Important year? Oh, it's... yeah, closer than I like to think. I imagine that that's probably a reference to something coming in the Psydere series. That's exciting. Okay. Rainet Kakaru. A popular manga serialized in Loco Loco. Brilliant. Loco Loco comics. The third season of the anime adaptation is currently airing on Toe TV. Although the series is ostensibly aimed at children, the realistic themes depicted also appeal to adults. Okay, cool. So it's basically My Little Pony. Okay. More and more children are learning about the internet through this anime. It has reached the point where some scholars claim that children are better informed than their parents with regard to internet issues. I mean, that's actually true. Some people are even calling this new generation Rynet children. Bro, that's kind of creepy actually, because that's low key. Is that okay? No. Okay. So I obviously have to talk to like students who are fairly young. Well, compared to me, they're young. And sometimes I interact with their parents as well, and their parents have no idea what the internet is like. They just don't understand it. So this is actually disturbingly true. Some politicians and organisations have strongly criticised the series for encouraging children to become hikikomori by idealising girls and boys who are obsessed with computers. However, a majority of adults praise the series for teaching children about the possibilities of the internet morality, copyright infringement, and privacy protection. Dang, it was ahead of its time. This has contributed to Rynet's success. Although the series stimulates intellectual curiosity, it is not merely an educational program. Did they ever make this for real? I would love to watch this. As Kakeru battles terrorists in cyberspace, his techniques and programs are represented as virtual robots, while his enemies' viruses take the form of monsters. This makes the confrontations easy to visualise, with well-timed perspective changes depicting both the protagonist's techniques inside the computer and his friend's teamwork outside. Very cool. I would actually watch that. That sounds sick. Capsule toy. Gachapon. A vending machine that dispenses small toys at random cannot tell what the toy is before opening the capsule. Electromagnetic wave. Waves that exhibit properties of both electricity and magnetism. First formally postulated by Maxwell in 1864, the electric field and magnetic field's oscillations cause them to mutually propagate each other, resulting in a wave that radiates through its surroundings. That's why it's called electromagnetic radiation. EM waves are divided by frequency into radio waves, infrared light, visible light, ultraviolet light, X-rays, and gamma rays. True name. The name that describes someone's true essence, their soul name. The organisation. The organisation is the organisation. Nothing more, nothing less. Its formal name is something else, but even uttering that name is a death wish. For that reason, all who know of its existence simply call it the organisation. Interesting. Okay. I thought I told you not to interrupt me when I'm talking. Yeah, I wouldn't want to interrupt you talking to yourself. I'm not talking to myself. Can't you see? I'm talking to the person behind the monitor. Okay. That is a mood. That is a thing. I'm saying that is a mood and that is a thing because I've actually seen somebody do this in real life. When I worked in mental health services, I had a service user who thought that there was someone that was like living in the TV and talking to them. And yeah, including when it was off. Actually, especially when it was off. And yeah, it's an interesting thing to witness, if nothing else. Ah, he just grinned. What are you grinning about, damn you? You don't even exist outside that monitor. Just say don't look at me. On the internet, it's an unwritten rule to say this whenever you see an image of someone or something looking towards the camera. Is it? Is it? That's a new thing that I've learned today. I don't think that's going to work. It appears that our attempts to communicate have failed. It's sad to see someone so deeply in denial of reality. Okay. Maybe they think that we're in the game. I doubt it's even occurred to them. This is a good fourth wall break. I appreciate this. But aren't your But aren't your 2D girlfriends the same way? That's different. Those girls are my wives. So true. Relatable, actually. As a gacha player, relatable. Nobody cares about your harem. But Maya, she touched upon a very interesting theme, you know? What if we're actually just characters in a game? Anyway, we can know for sure. Yeah, no, this is a good... I've just realised I'm kind of in the way, aren't I? Let me shift over slightly. There you go. You know, this is a good fourth wall break because it's like kind of philosophical. I appreciate that. It's not just like randomly talking to the player. It's like doing it in a way that's like they're having a philosophical conversation, and I think that's quite cute. No. For something stochastic, the 2D girlfriend on the screen is literally his wife. So true. Come on. Such questions are meaningless. Our time is better spent thinking of ways to destroy the system. Did you know this is actually my true form? This is actually like what I look like in real life as well. I'm actually a face cam streamer. I don't know if you knew that. Nice Tunibio, bro. Tunibio. Literally 8th grade syndrome, a term referring to a mindset exhibited primarily by teenage males, also used as a derogatory term to refer to older people who still exhibit that mindset. Characterized by an affected attitude of nihilism or cynicism, extreme self-centeredness, delusions of power or superiority, and a consuming fear of being treated like a child, the person exhibiting these symptoms believes that they are cool, but most observers find them pathetic. That's brutal. Junibyo, which is often abbreviated to Chuni, also refers to the fictional tropes that teenage males often enjoy, such as ancient conspiracies, superpowers, especially powers sealed in a character's eye or arm, Norse mythology, battles for the fate of the multiverse, etc. The consummate Chunibyo case will work such elements into his own personal backstory, occurring as a textbook example. Incredible. We love that. Is the Western version like those guys that are obsessed with the Roman Empire? Is that it? Is that a thing? I need to know. I think that this is one of those things that's like not lay, but like a folk diagnosis, as it were. You know, it's like a way to understand how people are behaving. But calling it 8th grade syndrome is like kind of rude, isn't it? It's kind of looking down on them a little bit, and I feel like that's, you know, it's pointing out that sure they're self-centered and delusions of superiority, but you know, kind of being rude about them in the same way, it's kind of perpetuating the same issue, really, isn't it? Are people obsessed with the Roman Empire? Yes. There are so many articles in the news about the Roman Empire thing. Yeah, it's a real thing. Like, oh, I bet he's thinking about the Roman Empire. Yeah, they are. I know somebody who is this. I know somebody who is obsessed with the Roman Empire. Like, it's a thing.
Lord Chu Basil
Thank you
gifted
so
a
much
tier
for the
1
gift
sub to
sub,
L1
Lord T.
Karamira.
Basil.
They
Let's
have given 3
go.
gift subs in the channel.
Thank you. My thing didn't make a noise, which is sad and annoying. Another one? Thank you, Lord Chu Basil.
Lord Chu Basil gifted a tier 1 sub to Joe Igma.
Got him.
They have given for
Got
gift
him.
subs in the channel.
Yeah, after rank 1. Take that, rank 1. Go. Another one. Oh my gosh.
Lord Chu Basil gifted a
You're
tier 1 sub
wild.
to Snazzles9.
Thank you so much.
They have given 5 gift subs in the channel.
Gotta take the rank 1. Thank you, Basil. Yes. Thank you. Very nice. Okay. I have this now. The smug emote. I forgot I said... Yeah, wait. Which one is the sub emote? I forgot. I need to get more emotes done because we don't have enough. I can do some again, but so the ones that we have at the minute, apart from the hype, I did them, but they're kind of cursed. So yeah. way, wasn't there a thing in social psychology about men being more interested in things and women being more interested in people? Yeah. So that's a thing called what is it? Systematizing? No. Empathizing, systematizing. Okay, let me just double check what it's called. But it is a thing, yes.
Lord Chew Basil gifted a tier 1 sub to fight a neutral
It's
fill.
kind of linked to autism.
They have
Another
given
one.
6 gift
my
subs in the
gosh, thank
channel.
you, Lord Chew Basil. And you're at the top now, let's go! You win! You're winning! Ultra Chad, so true. Ultra Chad. A reincarnation of the Holy Roman Empire. Okay, right. Systematizing. I can't spell. Systematizing theory. Systematizing. Okay. Empathizing, systematizing theory describes a profile of traits that have been linked to autism spectrum disorders. Okay. Right. Remove the bit about autism spectrum disorders because it annoys me a little bit, this thing. But the whole idea is that you can put people on. Yes, it's a theory of male-female neurological differences, originally put forward by clinical psychologist Simon Baron-Cohen. So the idea is that there's like a spectrum of empathizing. Actually, let me bring up a thingy for it. There's like, no, I want an image. I want an image. Let's find a large image. Size. Large. Oh my gosh, everything's breaking. What's going on? You need an image to like understand this, unfortunately, which is why I'm finding an image. Okay. Is this a good image? Perhaps. Perhaps this is a good image. Not really. Kind of. Okay. This kind of works. Right. Right. Empathizing, systematizing. Right. So the whole idea is that apparently, let me put Rentaro away for a second. We're getting impromptu lecture apparently. Sorry for everybody that didn't come for this. Image. Show chat. I have a show chat. Oh, that's not what I was going to show you, but we can have a look at this too. This is the concept for the live 2D model that I'd be getting. What do we think? We're going off on a different tangent, apparently. I should be behind. There we go. That's it. But yeah, what do we think about the concept for the live 2D model, first of all? Looks good. Thank you. Thank you. Now let me find this image. Have a look at this while I browse for the right image. You love it? Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Epic. Thank you. Thank you. Hype. Nice. Thank you. It's really hard trying to work out a way to like show, like to represent psychology in a way that makes sense. But yeah, the concept is like kind of magical girl themed, but not really because I'm too old to be a magical girl. So it's like more like a magical woman. Is that a lab coat? It is indeed. It is indeed. It's a lab coat. And also that's not a dress. That is a play suit because imagine trying to fight in a dress. I'm not about that life. Okay, right. Image that I wanted. Empathizing, systematizing theory. We're talking about this now. So, the whole idea of empathizing, systematizing theory is that everybody falls on a spectrum. There's like, it's one spectrum, okay? So, on one end is empathizing. So you're good at thinking about people, basically. You're good at thinking about how they relate to other people. You can feel what they feel. You're interested in how they interact with each other in a kind of like fundamentally emotional way. So it's very like socially orientated. So the kind of like traditionally high, quote unquote, high E jobs would be things like nursing or teaching, things that are very focused on helping people. And then S is systematizing. So that's at the other end of the spectrum. And systematizing is instead you prefer thinking about people, about objects and systems. So you like taking objects apart and putting them back together to see how they work. You like, thinking about physics and chemistry and things like that, and maths. So yeah, traditional jobs in that end would be like quote unquote hard STEM scientist jobs, or engineer, or mechanic, or construction, stuff like that. That in itself is an interesting concept because it says it's a one-dimensional scale, so you are either E or you are S. You can't be both. And if you are both, then you're like in the middle and you're not really good at either. So it's meant to be like a single axis. What does the axis of the graph represent? So this is interesting because this is representing it as two axes, which is not what I understood from reading the original paper, but it looks like this is the horizontal axis is emotions, so yeah, empathizing quotient, and then I don't know what the bottom one is. Does this expand? It does not. I would assume that that is meant to be systematizing. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, this is from a paper and it's measuring autistic traits, I think. Yeah, so like how many like quote unquote symptoms or signs of autism somebody has. I think that's what it's measuring. I don't know. I just grabbed it as an example because the thing that I want you to look at is the fact that it's banded. So like basically this is what we'd call a typographic model of some kind of trait. So in this case, the empathizing, systematizing. And typographic just means that we put people into groups rather than kind of thinking in too much in terms of a dimension, because there are discrete groups outlined on the scale. So there's the extreme empathizing group, there's the standard empathizing group, there's the neutral group, systematizing, and extreme systematizing. I have issues with this because, first of all, the concept of it being one single scale like that is sus. It's very sus. It's sus. Normally, if we're thinking about something like this, we'd want to break it down. So, you know, empathizing would be on one horizontal axis and systematizing would be on a second vertical axis. But I said axis instead of axis. You know what I mean. So you should be able to be both at the same time in varying degrees. Like, this is very simplified. But the bigger yikes comes when you start putting gender into it. Because, as Snazzle said, the theory suggests that men are more inclined towards systematizing and women are more inclined towards empathizing. So it's basically providing like a neurological... Well, it's meant to be neurological. This in itself is traits, so it's just cognitive. So it's just like how people think. But the argument is that it's like an evolutionary / genetic / like biological processes in your brain way to explain gender differences in how much people prefer socializing versus thinking about objects. I'm seeing some thinking emojis. Yeah, it's kind of think emoji. It's kind of sus. The problem that I have fundamentally with this whole concept is, first of all, it's putting a theory onto something that's an assumption. So we've never had a situation where we've just taken like males and females. I'm using the biological terms because, like, you know, when they're born, they don't have a gender identity. So we just pull them out of the situation they're in and yeet them into some societyless, amorphous blob of an environment and then see what happens to them. Yeah, biological determinism. Yeah, yummy. But yeah, so we're assuming that if we did that, they would still follow these patterns. And don't get me wrong, like the general trend is towards these patterns, but until we manage to do this horribly unethical thing of just like divorcing somebody entirely from their social context, we cannot make that determination. And we will never be able to do that. So yeah. So saying that like this assumption that the gender differences that we see are biological, you can't. That's an assumption that you can't verify. So that in itself is a marker of a questionable scientific theory. But on top of that, Could be cultural though. I don't think it's assumed to be neurological. In this systematizing theory, it is assumed to be biological. So it's assumed to be like a neurological difference that explains the differences in behaviors between men and women. I sense a disturbance in the force. I voluntarily divorced from social context already. That's true. We just need a whole bunch of anime fans. Okay. Yeah, I like that. See this data? Only explanation? Biology. Like there could be nothing else to explain it. Yeah, there's like entire branches of psychology that are very, very prone to doing this. To be fair, I'm in social psychology, which is we've got a tendency to do the opposite. We've got a tendency to just kind of ignore biology as though it's not a thing, when it definitely is a thing. It's just difficult to assess how much of a balance it is between the two. But yeah, with this specifically, like we do know from long-term studies of how people develop that empathizing and systematizing is more balanced earlier in childhood, and then it's something that's socialized into people, but the socialization begins very, very early. So yeah, what would happen if there was a situation where somebody was removed from their social context and they weren't socialized in that way? I don't know. Possibly this distinction that we see would not be as much of a thing. The other issue that you start to see is with the questionnaire itself. When you actually, I wonder if I can find it actually, but if you look at the questionnaire, empathizing, systematizing questionnaire, like the questions are written in a way that they're kind of gendered already. So what do I mean by that? So like, for example, if somebody was asking a question about, I don't know, how much do you enjoy taking apart and putting back together objects? Like, the question could be something like, I enjoy taking apart and putting back together radios. Okay? Now, that seems kind of like just a question on the surface, but radios are something that historically tend to be given to boys, especially in like a kind of like engineering context, which means that it's just more likely that a boy would respond to that question, if that makes sense. Whereas if you said something like, I enjoy taking apart and putting back together, I don't know, my Barbie playsets, let's say that, then there would be more girls responding yes to that, just on the basis that there's more girls that have those sets. So the questions in themselves were developed in a way that's not very neutral, which is very problematic. The other kind of thing with this theory is that allegedly, like, autism is like an quote-unquote extreme male brain. So autistic people are like significantly higher in systematizing than they are than even the average like male. And the theory is that like women who have autism fall into kind of typical male, and then men who are autistic fall into like the extreme end of systematizing. The problem with that is that, first of all, the diagnostic criteria themselves for autism are biased in favor of men. So they were developed around the kind of like traditional, like basically middle class white boy presentation of autism, the kind of stereotypical thing. So that like you're basing your research on something that's already biased, so it's just kind of emphasizing the bias, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, we really don't know very much about how women present when they're autistic. We don't really know how the signs are different. We don't know how their experiences are different. There's only just research starting to be coming out about this since like 2017-ish. So yeah, basically, all in all, the theory is just questionable. Okay, right, I'm sorry. I went on like a massive rant there. That was like a full-on lecture, and I have completely ignored the chat, and I'm sorry. Okay. Supposedly some ancient king or something once had a newborn raised with no social contact because he assumed it would begin speaking in the original human language, and the kid just straight up died. Yeah, that adds up. That adds up. Socialization is very... It doesn't have to be in person. It can be any kind of socialization, but it is important for just like, you know, daily existence. Like, we are social animals and we need to have some degree of socialization. Bye bye, light. Enjoy. Well, enjoy. That's probably the wrong word. I hope you have a good day at school tomorrow. Enjoy your sleep. Did they advertise this study on Facebook? I think this was one that they actually got through like healthcare, but even that in itself introduces biases because it's like only certain people can access healthcare, and then on top of that, only certain people can access specific forms of healthcare that they might be recruiting through. So yeah. Okay, cool. I'm so sorry for going on that rant. We will actually go back to Steins Gate now. Put this away. Put this back on. Okay. Steins Gate. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. That was a massive tangent, but I hope it was at least vaguely interesting or useful. I do think I answered the question, but the question was just basically, what did it exist? Oh, I wonder if psychologists are more systematizing, i.e. analyzing people as objects. That's a very interesting question. Yeah, I don't know. I think it probably depends on the type of research that they do. Do you do science discussion streams? I do indeed, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. GMT. Sometimes we look at papers, sometimes I just do other stuff. Wednesdays I think is just going to turn into random stuff. It might be me doing art sometimes, so maybe the Tuesday's better. Lord Sue Basil, you're mostly lurking, doing some linear algebra homework. Good luck with your homework. Also, I need to fix that lurk, that's broken. Okay. Right. Also, I would love to talk about Chernobyo as a concept. I think that's really interesting, but not today. So wait, I didn't catch all of that. Did we actually conclude that this dichotomy is a real thing? No. I think there is a bit of evidence to suggest like the underlying concepts of like empathy and systematizing are useful for some things, but as a way to explain gender differences, it's trash. And as a way to explain autism, it's also trash. Yeah. That's my personal opinion. Please don't sue me, Simon Baron Cohen. Thank you. Okay. I step back from the monitor. Displayed on the screen is the ugly cute character Alpaca Man. I need to know more about Alpaca Man. What is this? A mammal related to the camel. Average weight 50 to 55 kilograms. Average length about 2 meters. Habitat Peru, Bolivia, Chile. Recently, alpacas can even be found in America and New Zealand. I like wait, this is just about alpacas. Okay. I mean, I think alpacas are cute. I get that. This is a game called Alpaca Man 2, where you speak to Alpaca Man via microphone and watch him react. Wait, so they were talking to Alpaca Man the whole time? Oh, that's such a funny way to do that. I love that. I believe this is based on that game Seaman for the Dreamcast. Ooh, I don't know what that is. Also Seaman, haha. The game exploded in popularity when it was released 10 years ago, but personally, I only found the ugly part of the ugly clue should be true. Oh no, I kind of like him. I think he's fluffy. I like that. I bought it yesterday. 500 yen used, headset included. The alpaca is dubious. It's so true. I turned to Daru with a menacing glare. Menacing. Seaman. Shut it, hacker. I'm no Chernobyo patient. I sweep my hair back and flash a devilish grin. I am Hoen Kyoma. Incredible. That's your character's name, right? Oh, Daru, your communication skills are beyond repair. I'll have you know that I go to a ton of offline meets and I'm always the life of the party. This fat bespectacled guy is my brother in arms and right-hand man, Hashida Itaru, nicknamed Daru. Simon's basically that exact face except on a fish, so yeah, definitely a reference. Okay. I've never heard of this. It sounds cursed and I love it. He's a hardcore otaku. You can always find him in front of the computer playing games and watching anime. Relatable. He has 2D wives on whom he cheats with 3D maids. Oh dear. I don't agree with his preferences, but to him anything's fine as long as it's moe. He's the reliable and skilled partner who brings my ideas to fruition. Despite his insistence that software is his forte, he shows remarkable aptitude with hardware as well. I googled it and it's so cursed. Oh my gosh. I need to see it now. I'm sorry. Another distraction. Am I gonna get like... Okay, wait. Okay. What is that? What the... Oh my god, I hate it. I saw this and now you will have to as well. Wait. Wait. What on earth? It's so cursed. I have no words. I'm scared. This is gonna haunt me in my dreams. Why is it like, this is Dreamcast? Why is it so realistic? I hate this. I hate this so much. I will time you out for this. He's just like me. Yeah, kind of same actually. That's kind of how I look in daily life. Okay, I don't like this. Let's put him away. Maybe I'll just whip. Maybe this should be an emote. Maybe we should make a Psydere version of this as an emote. Okay, game capture. Something young dreams. So true. Do not. But I like it. He's cute. Okay. I would argue that therapists can be a great indicator of both skills at work. It's like the cooperation between the prefrontal cortex and all the feely bits, right? You can be highly empathic, but you can also be capable of systematizing your experiences with people to make them more workable. Yeah, I think so too. I think that it's just a case of like how people define systems, because I always okay, so I've heard quite a lot of like quote unquote hard STEM people being like, oh, well, we actually work with systems, so it's really complicated. And I'm sat there like, what do you think a human is? We're a complicated system. What do you think that our social networks are? They're even more complicated systems. Like, it's wild. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Ow, the needle bit my finger. Over here, nursing a pricked finger, we have Sheena Myrie, a 16-year-old high school student. If you can believe it, I've known her since we were both small. She's also an otaku, nowhere near Daru's level though. This ditzy girl is in charge of the lab's official costume division for women, and today she's working on costumes at her usual leisurely place. Why does the future gadget laboratory need costumes for women? It doesn't. Okay. The truth is that Myrie is completely useless. That's so mean! What the heck? That's so mean. Hi, Zerayonda. Welcome. Cookie for you. Okay. Still, there's no way that I would ever kick her out. After all, she was just the first one to join the Future Gadget Laboratory. I still remember the day Myrie first came to the lab. It was spring, and she said to me, flashback, Mayoshi is Okarin's hostage. I belong here. Well, that certainly was cryptic. I was just thinking the same thing. That was like ominous. What the heck? But her offer was my salvation. For she was the first to join me on my magnificent quest. She saved me from a solitary life on the run from the organisation. We will never forget her kindness. She was the first person to play along with his thing, basically. I love that. Mayuri doesn't have to be useful. Her being here is enough. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. Okay, minus the like hostage comment, because that kind of gives like Stockholm syndrome vibes. That's a little bit disturbing. But aside from that, cute. You know, her being here is enough. We love that. So did Alpaca Man say anything? Nope, nothing. The human-faced alpaca inside the monitor was completely unresponsive. So unresponsive that you'd think the game was bugged. Whatever, I give up. Never again will I play this boring game. This is me trying to get anything to work, actually. Damn antisocial alpaca. Tag yourself, I'm actually the alpaca, to be honest. I'm the alpaca inside your screen. I curse his name and smack the TV. There's no need for that. I wonder what this equation is on the board. I want to know. I curse his name and smack the TV. As soon as I do, the TV makes a sound like it's shorted and then the screen goes blank. Oh, he broke it. As I change the channel. Nothing. I check the power cable. Nothing. Whack it again. Nothing. That's like average tech support. I guess it's broken. Damn. The crummy TV is on a lease from the Brown Tube workshop downstairs. It's probably just old. I have to check. You know that Stockholm Syndrome... Bleh. I know... Bleh. I have to check. You know that Stockholm Syndrome isn't a real thing, right? Yes. Yes. It's more just like a figure of speech. Although I should probably be more careful about using figures of speech like that. You made Mr. Alpaca angry. I will have to get it repaired later. I turn off the TV and lie down on the couch. I'm fed up with the humidity of Japanese summers. I stare at a conspicuous stain on the ceiling while fanning myself. I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with that. Like, hot weather, I'm like, nah, I'm not about that. And what naturally comes to mind is the impossible scene I saw an hour ago. Wait, this was an hour ago? And you're just like getting on with your daily life? That's wild. That'd be a great topic to discuss. I had no idea. Yeah, we should talk about that at some point. We should actually. We should. As I left Radicon, everyone vanished before my eyes. I can't explain it. And it wasn't just the people on the street. I need to start making a note of like things that we should talk about. Maybe I should add a new redeem, which is like one thingy for like ideas to talk about, so that I have a log of it somewhere. We do have if you have any like YouTube videos or whatever, or like memes or something that you think would be interesting for me to react to, there is a Psychologist Reacts redeem now, and it is 1 course credit, and you can get me to react to something that you think is vaguely psychological. Bonus points if it is also related to anime or VTubing in some way as well. That'd be very cool. I will add it to my YouTube playlist, and then when I'm feeling tired and sad and I want to still stream, we can do a react stream together. It wasn't just the people on the streets. The people in the stores, gone. In the restaurants, gone. Even the cars vanished, drivers and all. That's mildly terrifying, and all this happened in the blink of an eye. Suddenly, an empty city spread before me. I could still hear the music from the stores, but those catchy melodies were the only sounds of life remaining. Heat was rising up from the asphalt in waves, but I felt only a cold chill down my spine. I just stood there, breathless, until... What's wrong? Mayuri's voice brought me back to reality. Mayuri hadn't disappeared. She was right there looking at me with questioning eyes. Everyone disappeared just now, right? What? You saw it too, right? Just now, before our very eyes. Panic took hold as the enormity of what had just happened struck me. Unable to control myself, I grabbed Mayuri by her slender shoulders and shook her. Did you see it, Mayuri? You saw it, right? Confused noises. Mayuri's head flopped back and forth from my shaking. I didn't see anything. Great news, the bot fella from an hour ago had their account removed. Nice. That's satisfying. You didn't? I stopped shaking her and looked straight into her eyes. This is like... That zoom... This is like mildly disturbing, actually. She returned my gaze with eyes as clear as glass marbles. You saw nothing. Nothing at all. There were people here a second ago, weren't there? There were? Even the store employees are gone. That's impossible by any measure. Of course they are. Her reply didn't make any sense. It was like this when we got here. Oh, I know, you're seeing things, aren't you? Bruh. She said that so happy as well. I'm sure it's because of the heat. How could she laugh at a time like this? I always thought she was a bit strange, but maybe her brain is actually broken. I realised that she couldn't help me. With nowhere else to turn, I looked up at the bright blue sky. There wasn't a cloud in sight. The scorching summer sun shone bright through the gaps between Akiba's buildings. Naturally, my eyes drifted to the top floor of Radhi Khan, where I'd just been a moment before. There's a thing. There it was, an enormous machine, like some kind of satellite, embedded in the roof of the building, where not 5 minutes before I had found Makise Kurisu's body in a pool of blood. What happened to her? Just before everyone disappeared, I could have sworn I heard an ambulance siren. Makise Kurisu might still be in that dark, narrow passageway, cold, bloody, and alone. The thought disturbed me, but the question at the forefront of my mind was, what the hell is that satellite doing there? That's a very good question. I want to know what the satellite is doing there. I'm not sure how much there is to discuss about it. It was some situation where the police were being unreasonable, while the robbers were actually about as considerate as they could be to their hostages, and when the hostages basically pointed that out, some guy basically made up that syndrome to discredit them. Yeah, basically. Yeah. This is unfortunately a bit of a thing. Psychologists, and especially psychiatrists, it's not just us. So the difference between psychologists and psychiatrists is that psychology is just focused on like the mind and behavior. Psychiatrists are people with medical training. So they take a medical approach to understanding mind and behavior, whereas psychologists, we kind of developed our own methods and we're more interested in like kind of intrinsic interpretations, I guess. So like how people think about things themselves, but then also like how you can observe things as objectively as possible. Yeah. I think it might have been a psychiatrist from what I remember. But yes, that's also my understanding of it. But it has entered the colloquial lexicon. And I should probably, the whole like I don't want to be spreading like I want to actively counter like misinformation about psychology but then I have a tendency to just say things casually like that. So I'm trying to catch myself. I need to stop doing that. Is this where Tusuru comes from? Yes. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. Right before Dr. Nakabachi's presentation, the building shook like a bomb had exploded. The roof door lock had been broken, and beyond it, someone had placed a satellite like a machine shrouded in smoke and glowing dust. When I first saw it, the satellite was on the rooftop, but that's not what I'm seeing now. The satellite had penetrated the top floor of the building, obliterating the room where Dr. Nakabachi's press conference had been held. It must have fallen out of orbit without burning up in the atmosphere somehow. I knew it was crazy, but what other explanation could there be? The real question was, when did this happen? Mayuri, about that satellite. Yeah, what a surprise, right? What do you mean? What was a surprise? It made a huge kapow sound. It certainly did make a sound. But I don't think it was kapow. I'd say it was more like zoom. Did that satellite fall out of the sky? Did it? Do you think any aliens were on board? I lost my mind. Oh no. So, I don't know if anyone in chat has ever been in a situation where, like, the way that they've experienced something is just totally not the way that other people have experienced it. There's a whole bunch of reasons why that can happen. It can be that, like, you know, somebody told an incorrect version of a story, or it can be that you had a different perspective that gave you extra information, or it can be that you're just, like, genuinely just experiencing things differently than everybody else. But when it happens, you have this moment where you're like, oh my god, am I crazy? It's happened to me a few times in my life. Depending on the magnitude of the difference between what you're thinking has happened and what they're thinking has happened, it can have a very big emotional impact on you. Literally, yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a fairly common experience. Normally it's like more just like, oh, I'm confused type of thing. When it happens in daily life, so like, say for example, if you're talking about something and then someone else is like, that's not quite right, this actually happened. And then you're like, what? Confusion. Yeah, it happens to everybody. But sometimes it can be something a lot more intense, something a lot more significant, emotionally impactful, and that's when you have this moment that it's happening here. That's happening to Rintaro. What I had seen didn't match at all with what Mayori was saying. Suddenly nothing seemed real. Had I dreamt it all? He's like dissociating. This is like a thing that happens when people are, when that really, really intense version happens, you can like dissociate. So that means that you feel like everything around you like isn't real. There's a few different ways that it can happen. You can feel like you're just kind of like observing yourself and like on autopilot. You're just going through the steps and you're just kind of watching yourself do it. There's also like depersonalization, where you don't feel like you as a self is real anymore, and like everything around you exists, but like you are just like kind of non-existent in the world. And then there's derealization, which is like the opposite. So you feel like you're real, but everything else around you is not. It's a very, very trippy experience. There's all sorts of things that can trigger it. Like even just painkillers can make you feel like that sometimes, or lack of sleep. Also, it can happen as like a trauma response. So if you've had a really difficult situation in your life, sometimes that can happen too. Because it's like a way to cope with it, right? If you convince yourself, like it can be unconscious, you don't realize you're doing it, but if you convince yourself that what's happening to you isn't real, then it feels easier to cope with, if that makes sense. Because if it's not real, then it didn't really happen, so you don't have to feel what's happening to you. A really common description is also that you just kind of feel numb, and it's because your brain has convinced you that what's happening isn't really happening. So you kind of sever off the emotions, if that makes sense. Like you feel like, well, this isn't real, so I can't really, there's nothing to feel here, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a way of like coping with really stressful situations. Hey, you two. Just then, a uniformed police officer ran up to us, his expression stern. Literal copium? Yes, exactly. It is literal copium. What do you think you're doing here? This area's off limits. You have to leave. Oh, we're sorry. First, my good man, let me call you Officer A. I have one question. Officer A? That's so rude. Thousands of people just vanished. You saw it too, didn't you? What are you talking about? Get out of here. I was quickly losing confidence in my own memories. I decided to tell him about Makase Kurisu and get him to call an ambulance, but before I could... Look, I don't have time for your nonsense. The policeman took me by the upper arm and said, no one got stabbed at Radican. What? How could he say that with such certainty? While I was still trying to comprehend the situation, the policeman forcefully led us away. We were escorted up to UPX and released. There were people at UPX like usual. Actually, there were far more people than usual. The place was packed. Just as Officer Hay had said, Chiodori had been blockaded by police so nobody could enter. There was nothing we could do, so we headed back to the lab. Okay, that's wild. My go-to trick is to tell myself that happened 100 years ago. Excellent trick. Excellent strategy. And that brings us to the present. I'm baffled. I'm also baffled. Did the whole hour since the beginning of Nakabachi's presentation really happen? Well, I would say it's in the prologue, so probably not. Like, is the prologue of a game ever really actually real? Probably not. I check online for any news, even. I check online for any news. The net is buzzing around the mysterious machine that crashed into Radican. All of the major stations in Tokyo, even ToTV, are running special bulletins about it. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like anyone was hurt, but Chirodori is still closed off. Oh, fortunately even. Not unfortunately. Akihabara Station is jammed with reporters and curious onlookers. Nobody's mentioned anything about the disappearance of thousands of people from Akiba streets, nor about Makase Kurisu's murder. It's all a mystery. Suspicious. A mystery. I see. So that's it. From the sofa, I sprang to my feet, a wide grin on my face. Daru and Mayuri turn and stare. This is all an elaborate cover-up by the organisation. Their influence has corrupted local law enforcement, which means our entire government may already be under their control. My God. Okay. But they underestimated me, for I am not so easily played. One day I will expose their deeds and put an end to their reign. He really has main character syndrome. Also, that's another one, isn't it? That's another one that's like a bit of a a complete colloquialism that is not a real actual term. Main character syndrome. That's not a real thing. But it's a nice colloquialism. Having to come to a oh no. We're getting to the point in the stream where I can't talk anymore. Having come to a satisfactory conclusion, I take a celebratory bottle of Dr. P, my favourite soda, from the fridge. The lab has no air conditioning. Ice-cold drinks are essential. Alexa I'm sorry, I needed a moment. Alexa Intellectualis, a drink fit for genius. Incredible. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check. I stretch. I kind of wish I had, like, hand tracking so that you could see that I am actually stretching. Trust me, I am stretching. Also drink time. Thank you, I am hydrated. I am stretched. And I am... Oh, my light died. I can't put my lid back on my drink. It's all going wrong. I just have water, though. I don't have Elixir Intellectualis. I don't have that because I'm not an intellectual. Okay, my light's working again. Good. Okay. Cola's better. We need a poll on that. What do people like more? Coke or Pepsi? What is everybody's preferences? Ocarina really loves his Dr. P. See, I'm not really a fizzy drinks person. I'm a tea drinker and a coffee drinker. Team Pepsi? Interesting. No, wait, we need Coke, Pepsi, and Dr. Pepper. Thank you. Pity the man. Other. Okay, just put other if you're on Dr. Pepper. I pity the man who knows not the greatness of this beverage. Wahahaha. Step through the curtain dividing the centre and you'll enter the heart of the Future Gadget Laboratory, the development room. Orange juice on top. So true. I'm an orange juice drinker. Apple cider. The Omega Wild Card pick. So true. Supposedly Pepsi has more sugar, so Coke, I guess. Interesting. See, in the UK, they didn't ban sugary drinks, but they added an extra tax onto them. So they end up being like 20 cents more expensive to get the sugary one compared to the artificial sweetener one. So it just makes sense to get the sugar-free ones now, unless you've got some kind of problem digesting them. Just as the name implies, this is a room where we develop future gadgets. Needless to say, it's strictly off limits to outsiders. Well, he's letting us in, so... Yes, I know the setup is cheap. I would much rather have an airlock than a curtain, but our research budget is already scraping the bottom of the barrel. Relatable. I think it was the whole of the EU, or was it? I don't know. Ours only came into force, I want to say it was 2 years ago, maybe? And if we've got the same thing in Ireland, then I haven't actually noticed it. So, yeah. Okay. Besides, what's important isn't money, it's ambition. Also, RIP UK being in the EU. I poked Daru and bid him follow me into the development room. All of the windows here are weather stripped with packing tape, so it's dim. And hot, almost like a sauna. Nice, love that. But it smells really good in there. I've been wanting to buy an air conditioner for the lab, but there's no money for that. We're currently accepting donations. We're currently accepting donations for research money, guys. Relatable. Please, can some fancy philanthropist come and donate me money to do my science, because I need it. I want to research and I can't. So, yeah. Happened in my country as well. The rise was 30% more though. That's wild. That's wild. Maybe it was whole of EU and I just haven't noticed it. To be honest, everything in Ireland is so expensive that you just don't notice it. Because it's what is 30 cents on top of 30 euro. Upon entering the development room, I pick up the lab coat that's lazily draped on the chair and put it on. I always wear a lab coat in the development room, for practical reasons as well as symbolic ones. I love symbolically wearing a lab coat, that's my favourite thing to do. Daru, however, refuses to wear his. Putting it on and taking it off is apparently too much effort for him. He can't be bothered to do anything that doesn't interest him. It's men like him who give our generation a bad name. What? That escalated quickly. His lab coat, purchased from my own pocket money I might add, just sits on the shelf. It's never been worn and probably never will be. That's so sad. Can I have it? Daru, is the plan progressing smoothly? What plan? Daru gives me a blank look. I sigh and turn his attention to the table in the middle of the room. Microwave. Sitting majestically on top of the table is a commercial-grade microwave oven. It is significantly larger than newer home models. Okay, right. So one thing that you need to know about me and Husband is that we have a comedically oversized microwave. We accidentally bought one that's twice the size of a normal microwave. It's massive. When it takes up most of our side. The comedically oversized microwave is certainly an accidental purchase, but it's it's kind of iconic. Yes, we're getting lore. What do they say about microwave? A cooking appliance which heats up food by bombarding it with microwaves. Originally called the Radar range. The microwave was invented when a radar technician accidentally discovered that electromagnetic waves could warm food. Afterwards, research continued and the consumer appliance version was launched in America in 1947. Looking forward to Microwave Chan in a future background. Oh, yes, perfect. Maybe that should be the channel mascot. is Microwave Chan. Okay, we got 50-50 on Pepsi or other. So I guess Pepsi wins by default. It emits electromagnetic waves at a frequency of 2.45 gigahertz. This is a special frequency known as the ISM band, which is also used by wireless LAN devices. Is that true? Can we get a fact check on that? Husbando Mod, you've got knowledge in this area. Can you fact check that, please? Consumer grade output is around 500 to 1,000 watts, and commercial grade output is around 1,500 to 2,000 watts. RTX microwave oven, no! 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 We are not doing RTX microwave oven. We are not doing any kind of RTX oven. That is banned in my chat. Put it away. No! No! Stop with your RTX. Oh, I broke it. What have I done? I've broken it. Help. What did I do? Okay, what? No, what? Press space. No, space did nothing. I mean, we've got some nice background art, I guess, but this isn't... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I've broken it. I've broken it. RGB gaming microwave. We need that. We need RGB gaming microwave merch? Yes. Perfect. Okay, let me work out how to fix this game. Use F1 to find the key for showing/hiding the text. Okay. It's not doing anything. It's broken. That's not good. Backspace? Yes, thank you. What would I do without you all? I would be so bad at everything. I would just be suffering. Okay. And then this tells me where everything is. Okay. Right. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Why would I want to hide the text though? That seems like a very strange feature. Okay, how do I get out of this now? Okay. Sitting majestically is the microwave oven. It's not RGB though, so... To see the whole background? Okay. Is that important in the future? Is that a thing that I need as a feature? Or is that just a nice to have type of thing? Okay, it's just a nice to have thing. The plan, as in the plan, TM. Obviously I'm talking about perfecting gadget number 8. Oh, that. How was I supposed to know what you meant? We've known each other for what, 3 years now? We went to high school together and now we're going to the same university. I've got the hiccups, I'm so sorry. We share an inseparable bond, like prison cellmates. He's only been a lab member for 2 months though. Okay, I'm really sorry. If I hiccup while I'm talking, I'm so sorry. I'm trying my best not to. The hiccups have decided to appear. I apologise. I love this idea that you're going to have an inseparable bond after 3 years. That's so cute. That's such an 18-year-old approach to life. We were in a different class in junior year, and actually we didn't talk at all, so 2 years? Details. The point is, we've known each other a long time, and I expect you to keep up with me here. You have hiccups? Prove it. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to prove it. Awkward silence. Man, all I wanted to do was have one of those cool cryptic conversations where we talk about plans and preparations and other important sounding stuff, but no one knows what it meant except us. Shot down again. Okay, you know what? I think that actually the concept of proving my hiccups on stream has just scared the hiccups away, so thank you. So are we any closer to figuring out what's wrong with gadget number 8? Nope. Future Gadget Lab, so cute. So far, the Future Gadget Lab has completed a total of 8 inventions. Your plan works, Tayu, thank you. As I explained to Alpaca Man, the lab's primary goal is to develop weapons for the war against the Dark Dominion, led by the organisation that rules the world from the shadows. Spooky. At present, we haven't completed any inventions of that sort. On the contrary, we haven't even figured out what we should make. Incredible. The website actually exists. I want to go on it, but I'm kind of scared. But along the way, we have managed to create some ingenious future-ish gadgets as a byproduct of our research. It's a fundamental truth of science that great inventions are often created by accident. In other words, serendipity. The ability to discover something valuable while looking for something else. The microwave oven was born through serendipity. Okay, cool. That's not entirely how it works, but sometimes that is how it works. Sometimes you just do things on purpose, though. Allow me to introduce our glorious future gadgets. Gadget number 1 is the bit particle gun. Gadget number 2, the bamboo helicam. Gadget number 3, could this be Aura Aura? Gadget number 4, Mode Snake. Gadget number 5, once again I've made a worthless object by Goemon. Gadget number 6, the Sialoom Saber. Gadget number 7, Ghost in the Ball. They can all be seen on the website Dowry made, so feast your eyes upon the product of a mad scientist. Genius. Okay. Bit particle gun. The very first future gadget, a toy ray gun with a TV remote jammed inside. You can change channels by pointing it at the TV and pulling the trigger. However, the only supported button is Channel Plus. The only... No other buttons like volume are usable. To turn the TV on, you must manually flip the switch on the TV. Its name is a reference to the classic Japanese robot anime, Mobile Jacket Gunbam. Amazing. The bamboo helicam is a CCD camera mounted to a bamboo toy helicopter. The camera is attached to the helicopter's fulcrum, allowing it to record aerial footage unpowered. However, the image is rotating at high speed, so you might get dizzy if you keep looking at it. Name originates from the sci-fi manga 22 Emon. Amazing. I think they invented a bad version of the drone. We have to thank those 19th century scientists trying to eat various chemicals. Yes. Also me. I continue to eat chemicals, you know, so for everybody's sake, you know. I'm doing it for the good of the people, so. I landed on Tumblr one time, and it really works. I think hiccups are, like, caused by some evolutionary relic, so ancient that you can't consciously access it. So you can't just will yourself to stop, but apparently something about being told to prove it just tries to shunt that process into a more conscious layer of functioning, and it just fails and stops. That's wild. I would love to know about the psychology of hiccups, actually. We should do that as a stream one time. Because I'm one of those people that gets a lot of random hiccups. Like, if they're... You know those people that have, like, a world record for the longest amount of time hiccups, and it's, like, 42 years? That's me. They never really stop. Could this be Aura Aura? A lie detector based on thumb perspiration. Although it might be more appropriate to call it a sweat detector, you have to admit it's pretty a clever invention. Its name is a reference to the classic manga, Juju's Bizarre Adventure. Brilliant, that's my favourite manga. I love being a Juju's fan. Fun fact, lie detectors don't work. Polygraph tests are just like nonsense. They don't work. Hiccups never stop, there's only a huge gap between them sometimes. So true. So true. Right. Mode Snake. An instant super dehumidifier uses electric heating coils to quickly boil a large... Oh, super humidifier even. Uses electric heating coils to quickly boil a large volume of water. This generates enough steam to fill a room of 12 square meters, though it can only be operated continuously for a few seconds. It looks like a Claymore landmine, which appeals to military otaku. Its name is a reference to the stealth action game Metal Mower Solid Rising. Perfect. Incredible. Polygraph tests are fake? Your whole life has been a lie? No, ironically, it's the polygraph tests that are a lie, actually. Yeah, they don't work. They've got like a 50% accuracy rate. Or like, yeah, it's like 50%. So, yeah, it's basically just chance. Nanomachines, yes. Yes. I think they should have added nanomachines into the Mode Snake Steam. Okay. created the Psydere saber, created by combining a dryer and a vacuum. The dryer is operated using the exhaust of the vacuum. Its name is a reference to the popular anime Lupin's the Third. Okay, I'm glad that I actually recognize all of these references. Like, that makes me feel both good and bad about myself. And then finally, the Ghost in the Ball. A gadget created by arranging 12 6-inch CRT monitors in a sphere. Small CMOS cameras are installed in the gaps in between the monitors, each connected to the monitor on the opposite side of the sphere. This attempt at practical optical camouflage is the greatest masterpiece among the completed future gadgets, but its sheer size makes it difficult to store. Its name is derived from the sci-fi manga Ghost in the Husk, which has an anime adaptation. Amazing. Oh yes, Ghost in the Husk. I heard they made a Hollywood adaptation of Ghost in the Husk and it wasn't great. Also, I don't know how much longer you're going, but I'm going to go take out the trash and shower and stuff. Definitely, go for it. I think probably I'll end soon, actually, because my voice is starting to hurt. I just want to get to a point that, like, makes sense in the story. But yeah, thank you for joining us. And I hope you have a lovely evening, and I hope taking out the trash is not too bad. I wanted to say 50%, that's pretty good, but obviously have a 50% success rate when there's only 2 answers. Yes, exactly. Statistics. Okay. Anyway, our current problem is future gadget number 8, the phone wave, name subject to change. Phone wave is a pretty weak name, so I've added name subject to change to the end until we come up with something better. For the record, it was Mayuri's idea, not mine. Take care, thank you, you too. When a future gadget is completed, the 3 of us discuss what to name it. I prefer names based on mythology or names with hidden meanings that need extra explanation to understand. That's so pretentious. Diary thinks my naming style is too ridiculous. He just doesn't have a passion for words like I do. Mayuri can't be bothered to remember difficult names. She says they don't fit in her head. Me. No thoughts, head empty. And so our opinions on gadget names are always split. But I digress. The phone wave, name subject to change, is, in short, a remote-controlled microwave. Brilliant. You put the food in the microwave before you can leave, and then on your way back, call the attached cell phone to start the heating process. Voila! Food, hot food, ready for your arrival. What an excellent idea. So it's basically a piece of junk? No! Timed microwave, what could go wrong? A few days ago, however, we discovered that the phone wave, name subject to change, has a second unintended capability. Our brave, or possibly just ditzy Mayuri, had made it her daily routine to heat some frozen fried chicken by remote control. Long story short, she was defrosting her beloved juicy chicken number 1 as usual when the unexpected happened. The chicken came out more frozen than when she put it in. The microwave re-froze the chicken. Since then, Daru and I have been searching for the cause. Incredible. We've tried copying what Mayuri did, but we just can't reproduce the freezing phenomenon. And when we tried to freeze a banana, it turned out really weird. What happened to the banana? I don't get it. Daru, now looking completely fed up with the heat, starts fanning himself with his shirt. I know what he means by really weird. Let's see if we can't make it happen again. Mayuri, bring forth the bananas. That's a sentence that I've never said out loud. Bring forth the bananas. Are you going to turn them into gel bananas again? That's been bugging me, Mayuri. Can you stop calling them gel bananas? But gel bananas are gel bananas. I take the bananas from Mayuri and stick the whole bunch into the phone wave, name subject to change. Why do you have to use the whole bunch? It's a waste of food. Your stinginess could cost us a battle with the organisation. That's fine with me. Mayuri always buys the bananas, and now Mayuri can't eat a single one. Next time we'll only do 1 banana. But I already put the whole bunch in, so I ignore her hungry complaints. So rude. The phone wave, name subject to change, is simple to use. It's a microwave with a phone taped on. The number is already in my address book. I just need to call the phone wave. Now, where did I put my phone? I checked my pants and my coat pockets. Where did I put my phone? I checked my pants and my coat pockets. Wait, what? Why is this cycling? Let's press the phone triggers button to call the cell phone and make it to the phone wave. Okay. How do I do it? How do I do it? Oh, wait, phone trigger. Z. Okay. Z. There we go. I did it. Finally, some gameplay. Yeah, let's go. Right. Oh, look, I've got a mailbox. What's in my inbox? Oh yeah, this weird thing. Read an email. I got a thingy. Okay, good. Okay. Outbooks, nothing. Address book. There's the phone wave. What else is there? There's internet and there's settings. Oh, I can change my wallpaper. I want the green one. Yeah. I'm just getting loads of like, what's the word? Achievements for doing nothing. This is very good. Wait, I need to readjust slightly. Give me 1 second. I love how he has 5 people in his contacts and one of them is a microwave. Yeah, that's kind of relatable though. What is this? It's funky. I like that one. Let's do that. Okay. What are we doing? We're calling the microwave. We're calling the microwave. Okay, let's call the microwave. I'm connected. Hello, this is the phone wave, name subject to change. This is the voice of Mayoshi Guidance, the system Daru programmed to operate the phone wave. He did AI text to speech. Wild. Did you hear Mayoshi's voice? Be quiet, I'm trying to listen. You can operate the timer from this menu. After pushing the hash button, please enter heating time in seconds. For example, press #60 for 1 minute. Got it. For 2 minutes, press #120. Entering a command properly will cause the phone wave name subject to change to function like a normal microwave. Perfect. Instead, we're going to deliberately mess up and enter 120 hash. Okay. 120 hash. That should do it. This method was originally a simple mistake on Mayuri's part, but it somehow starts the freezing process. It's pound, not hash. Is it? I've learned something today. Pound to me is like the English one. Like the English pound sign. The phone wave name subject to change comes to life. The turntable starts to rotate. Nice turntable, right? It's even spinning backwards. Backwards? I never noticed that. That might have serious implications if we look at the quantum critical behavior driven by Hund's rule. Oh gosh, what is this? The rule governing the placement of an atom's electrons. Orbitals of the same energy are each filled with 1 electron of the same spin before any are filled with a second, also known as Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. I don't know if that's right. I don't do physics. Probably not. Yeah, no. Not Hund's rule? No. Okay. The 3 of us wait and stare at the spinning bananas. After 120 seconds pass, the microwave chimes. Mayuri takes the bananas out. Gel bananas are ready. Ugh, what the heck? The bananas have become not bananas, gelatinous blobs coated in a thin membrane. After Mayuri discovered that the phone wave name subject to change had a freezing function, we attempted to freeze a bunch of bananas. This is what happened. It just gets more confusing each time. What the heck? That's so weird. Tips should mostly be accurate. Okay, cool. Dari, you wouldn't mind eating one of these, would you? Of course you wouldn't. It's for science. Your sacrifice will be remembered forever. Oh my gosh. They look really nasty. The taste doesn't matter. What matters is that you eat it. So come on, Dari. No need to be shy. Break a leg or a stomach and go for it. No. No way. That's respectable, to be fair. I would also say no. If he wants to do it, he should do it, though. Fine, Myri, the honour shall be yours. Who freezes bananas anyway? Actually, I do, because you can blend... Okay, hear me out, hear me out. If they're, like, overripe, and then you freeze them, then you can blend them up, and it turns it into, like, soft serve ice cream. It's really good. But gel bananas are goopy, droopy, soft, squishy. Wait, she already tried one? It had no flavour and wasn't tasty at all. Sad. Gloopy, droopy, soft and squishy. Dari, what do you think? Soft and squishy bananas, huh? Soft and squishy banana. Moshi, say your bananas are soft and squishy for... Wow. Wow. Darrican, your nose is bleeding. Please just say it. Don't make her say that. Very sus. I hate it. Okay. Right. Right. Daru, please. Mayuri looks at us with an innocent smile. She doesn't get it. Anyway. Gelatinous, semi-solid state of matter. In other words, there's a possibility that intermolecular bonds were weakened. Okay. What could have partially liquefied the bananas? I do wonder. However, right, I wanted to get to the end of the chapter. Right, anyone that's played this, how close are we to the end of the chapter? Because my throat is starting to hurt and I feel like I need a break. And also it's threatening an ad break at some point soon. And I'd rather not do that. Lots of sus. Lots of sus. I've got it. I turn to the whiteboard and write freezing in the middle. Then I cross it out and slap the board with my hand. What we thought was freezing function is actually something else. A bold statement if I do say so myself. So why isn't anyone surprised? Now's the time to shout. What do you say? Come on, don't be shy. Their reactions are pathetically weak. Mayuri probably didn't even understand half of what I said. We already knew that. Wow. Oh. The problem is that we don't know what it's doing or why it's doing it. If it's the opposite of freezing, then couldn't it be thawing them? What a silly question, Mayuri. What you're describing is just a normal microwave. Another hour till the end of the chapter? Then what is it? Okay, I think... We don't know, and that's the problem. Okay, since there's another hour till the end of the chapter, I think that's probably a good time for us to stop. Because, yeah, I am getting pain in my throat, and also I need to go to bed soon, to be honest. I'm old. I need my sleep. Is that okay, everybody? I hope that's okay. Regardless of whether it's okay, I'm doing it anyway. You don't get any say. How do I save? Save is... Where? Where is save? Where is save? Sleep redeem. Sleep redeem when? We need one. People that know the game, I'm sorry, there's 3 more hours of this chapter. Okay, we can't get through that. I can't do that. Maybe in the future. No. Let's be honest, if it's 3 hours in this chapter, then it's going to take me 9 hours to get through it. So, how do I save? I've forgotten. Help. The help is not helping. Auto mode. Save. Save. F6. Okay. Where's F6? There. Gosh, I'm such a boomer. I'm so sorry. Overwrite. There we go. Done. Cool. Okay. I can do it. I can do it. I'm not that incompetent, I promise. Okay. So, right. So that was an experience. We are going. This is a bit longer than the rest since the prologue is also an hour. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's like setting up the story, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer than other ones. But yeah, I'm tired. I need to go and sleep. I think that I know I have a list of people to raid. Okay, hear me out. So who have we got? So I know that Tayu is owed a. Yeah, I know that Tayu is owned a raid, but I want control over it today. So we've got two choices. Actually, no. You know what? I'm just going to go with my gut instinct. I'm just going to take you to a streamer that I really enjoy. Yeah, I'm just going to take you to go see a streamer that I really enjoy the content of. And also, to be honest, her vibe, her aesthetic kind of fits Steins Gate really well, actually. So I think that we are going to go and raid Digishell, who I think we might have raided before a very long time ago, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. So, here is the raid message. Look, it works, and it's got emojis in it now. Are you proud? Are you proud? It was an enjoyable stream. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I will have a good sleep. Yeah. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome. You're welcome. We are the crystal gems. Yes. So, with that having been said, thank you all so much for joining me. We will continue Steins Gate next week. In the meantime, I'm going to send you over to Digishell. Raid messages there. Everyone who's following can use the emote. So if you aren't following, do it now. And let me start the raid. And yeah, we'll be heading over there. It looks like Digi's doing just chatting, but it's the streams that Digi does are very chill and they're very wholesome. And yeah, I really enjoy them, and I hope that you will as well. So yeah, let's head over. Have a good night. Thank you. I hope you have a good day or night or evening or something. And yeah, I will see you hopefully on Tuesday or Wednesday, and if not, on Saturday. Thank you, everybody.